our space here. Okay, so at our space here in MSN Futa when he was in school, he was also our um education committee chairman, the director of studies for MSN Futa. Is currently a will I say convener, or should I best put it as the host of a closed WhatsApp group for Muslim aspirants, those that are aspiring for um, scholarship abroad, of which I believe most of us are also a part of the Muslim Scholarship Cafe. So, and he has assisted his colleagues and other people, several people, on this journey of scholarship applications abroad. So I understand that the time that we have is very limited, and by my time here is 10:02. So while we have our lecturer amidst us, I would just like to give us all a few guidelines that I would like us to follow through the meeting. So firstly, if there are need for question, that's the only moments where you're allowed to talk. So while the session is going on, so please do not unmute your mic. If you have any observation that needs to be attended to promptly, so you can kindly drop it in the message section, in the chat section. Binela will attend to it there. And if perhaps you feel okay, there is need to talk at a particular point in time when questions are not being asked, so please kindly raise your hand. And I feel we are all familiar with the raise hand icon, so you see it among your icons on your screen. So kindly raise your hand to be called upon. So don't just unmute yourself and maybe interrupt. And please, throughout the session, it's best that you don't put your video on, so that we can actually maximize the experience, and also to reduce any form of glitches that might be caused from network issues regarding video being put on. And I also know that perhaps maybe some of us might have questions um in our mind currently, or maybe perhaps from the session. So we have a section which is under activities, I believe. Yeah, activities. So you have Q&A there, a section under activities. If you go to the three dots that you have on your screen, so if you just click on it, if you go to activities, you will be able to find Q&A under it. So from that Q&A, you should be able to post your questions there. So I'm not expecting questions to be coming only after the meeting. So if you have questions that can be asked, so please, you can put it there. If it is question right now, you can put it there. And if it is question during the session, you can kindly put it there so you don't forget, and so that we can have everything in one place and it can be answered as soon as we can. And let us also be mindful that this call is being recorded, and we are going to be having several other people that might be benefiting from the call later on, as we believe, as is probably going to be uploaded on our YouTube page. So please let us try as much as possible to be orderly about it, and also make sure that we kind of make it interactive and easy enough for those that will be benefiting later. So that being said, by my time is 10:05, I welcome our lecturer to take the floor. He told me 2 hours is not enough for this session. So, but I believe he's probably going to find a way around it, and we're all going to enjoy this session. So please, everyone, grab your pen, grab a seat, and grab your notepad also. It's time to get serious, and it's time to learn from expertise and experience. Thank you very much. Our lecturer, sir, you can get started.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I
So,
can.
can you? Okay.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So,
Yes, I can. I can.
I want to share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, we can.
I'm coming, sir. Yeah. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Um,
Alaikum salam
where
wa
will I start
rahmatullahi.
from? So, I'm going to talk about. I'm Akim Mishala by name. I'm also a graduate of FUDA from the Department of Chemistry, Federal University of Technology, Akure. So I graduated around 2021, class 20, but due to COVID-19 and some strike, so we are automatically attached to class 2021. So I'm currently at the University of Strasbourg in France, studying chemoinformatics, artificial intelligence in chemistry, by using some AI tools and some machine learning and some different kind of models, basically on drug design and discovery. So today I will be talking about how to craft a good academic CV statement of purpose. So please, if anything is not clear to you, you can kindly drop your message. I'm going to attend it in the chat box. So the first thing you need to, I'm going to start with the CV. The first thing you need to know is that how can I craft an impressive CV, academic CV? What is called a CV? You need to know the difference between a CV and a resume. Assuming you want to apply, I'll still talk about it in the let's say in the next slide. But you need to know that if you want to apply for, let's say, any scholarship application, you don't need what is called a resume. You need a comprehensive and a well-detailed CV. And I'm still going to share out some, let's say, some templates of some CV. So how can I craft an impressive CV? Because we have what is called the admission committee. The CV is just like it's like a template that is going to show a few details about you to the admission committee. Okay, this is the guy, is from Nigeria. Let's know about his education profile. Everything about you must be included in the academic CV. So, importance of an academic CV. Academic CV has a very variety of importance. Those lecturers, or let's say professor in the Federal University of Technology, have already have what is called academic CV. But assuming I want to apply for jobs in Chevron, Dangote, I don't need an academic CV. So importance of academic CV, and academic CV is going to show an individual educational specific qualification. What is your qualification? Are you a BSc holder? Are you an MSc holder or a PhD holder or an HND holder or let's say an ND holder? The academic CV is going to show a full picture about your educational qualification. And you need to note, when talking about academic CV, you don't need to put your secondary school, let's say, to debug at the high school 2022 to 2020, blah, blah, blah. You don't need your secondary school education and your primary school education in your academic CV. What is most important in your academic CV is what is called the tertiary institution education, which is your BSc. In FUTA, they call it BTech, Bachelor of Technology. Another thing that academic CV is going to contain, let's say importance of academic CV, is going to show your research and work experience. Which kind of research experience you have, which kind of work experience do you have. Some people will be saying that I'm still an undergraduate, they don't expect me to have a research or work experience. I'm going to, let's say, dissect that for you by the time you get to the structure of an academic CV. Another thing that academic CV is going to, that is very important of academic CV is what is called publication. If you are an academician, your academic CV is going to show a portrait of different kind of publications you have, And another important of academic CV is what academic achievement. Which kind of achievement have you, which kind of milestones have you achieved in your academics? So, and it also shows some specialized skills. When talking about specialized skills, the skills I'm talking about is not ability to work under pressure, is not communicating effectively. There are some set of skills that your academic CV needs to contain. In even in an era where we are now in what is called the computer age, the use of AI, the use of different kind of tools. If you know how to use different kind of software, different kind of database, your academic CV is this one among the skills, specialized skills that you need to introduce in your academic CV. So the importance of academic CV, I just try to summarize it in this 5 bullet form. Another thing you need to know about academic CV. Sorry. Another thing you need to know about academic CV is some uses of academic CV. Where can I use academic CV? I want to apply for the role of a petroleum man, let's say a petrol engineer or a mechanical engineer. Am I going to present an academic CV? No. If you want to apply for an admission into a graduate school, we call it grad school. You'll be hearing grad school, grad school. It's called graduate school, which encompasses of master's, PhD, and some postdoctoral studies. So if you want to apply for an admission into a graduate school, you need to prepare what is called an academic CV. If you want to apply for scholarship and grant, we have different kind of scholarship, different kind of grant. Assuming you are on scholarship can be paying you monthly basis, or let's say weekly basis, or let's say fortnight. Those guys in Australia, they collect their stipend fortnight every 2 weeks. So if you want to apply for a scholarship or a grant, assuming you want to apply for a grant, you want to apply for a research grant, you need to prepare what is called an academic CV. If you also want to apply for an academic and research position, assuming you want to apply for a graduate research assistance, you want to apply for a teaching assistance, you want to apply for graduate, let's say graduate training that is aligned with academics, you need to prepare what is called an academic CV. So these are just the 3 common area uses of academic CV. I'm going to go to difference between a standard resume and an academic CV. And a resume is tailored for job application in industry or corporate setting. If you want to apply for a jobs in Chevron, in Dangote, in Bua, in Total, or even in different kind of infrastructure or in agricultural firm, you need to prepare what is called a resume. But when it comes to let's say an academic environment, you want to apply for a scholarship, in which our basic area today is just about an academic CV for scholarship application, you need to prepare what is called an academic CV. And this CV is designed for academic role, research position, graduate school admission, or academic fellowship, focusing on your academic accomplishment, your research, and your scholarly contribution. What have you done? Which kind of research do you have? Which kind of work experience do you have? Which kind of teaching experience do you have? Yeah, academic CV is going to show let's say, a well details about this. I'm going to, let's say, go to the next slide, which is structuring an academic CV. Where will I start from? You see different kind of code here. This one is going this way, this one is going this way, this one is going this way. Where am I going to start my academic CV from? How can I structure my academic CV? Do I need to put my age? Do I need to put my marriage status? Do I need to put my religion in an academic CV? No. Your academic CV don't need to include your age, your marriage status, your let's say your religion. All those 3 things, they are like a red flag in an academic CV. You don't need them. If you're applying for a job role, let's say a managerial role, any kind of role, let's say a clerk role, I don't know, you need a resume, not an academic CV. So after knowing how can I structure my academic CV, what are the basic ingredients that your academic CV needs to contain. Structuring an academic CV. I tried to, let's say, have these 12 basic stuffs that your academic CV needs to contain, in which I'm now going to explain them one by one. Structuring an academic CV is going to, let's say, is going to put you in a position that you will need to know whether are going to be selected for this scholarship or you are not going to be selected for this scholarship, because you need to understand what is called a selection criteria, eligibility criteria, and what is called a selection criteria. Assuming you graduated, some people will be saying that, let's say, scholarship is meant for first class. Forget about it. Scholarship is not meant for first class alone. Your first class is just an eligibility criteria, but not a selection criteria. Your first class is telling you that you are eligible. It's not telling you that you will be selected. No. You might be eligible for a scholarship and you won't be selected because you did not have the full pictures of what they need. What is this scholarship required me to have? Like I have for like Erasmus Mundus this year, I have more than, let's say, I think I have like 30 interview with different kind of people that want to apply for Erasmus Mundus, in which they are selected for the interview stage. So when they are selected for the interview stage, I try to prepare them, and like 8 of them were selected for different Erasmus Mundus program, in which some of my friends are almost among them. So if you want to apply for a scholarship, you can't change your transcript. If you have B, C, C, D in all your courses, you can't change it. Your transcript can never be changed, but you can try to revolutionize your application by working on your academic CV. Have a very strong academic CV, have a very strong statement of purpose, have a very strong recommendation letter, have a very strong, let's say, research experience or different kind of materials. Because in your scholarship application, you can't change your certificate and you can't change your transcript, but you can work on your academic CV, your statement of purpose, and your recommendation letter. I think my colleagues, my boss yesterday, Afar Ridwan, is going to talk about, I think it should be about recommendation letter, different kind of materials you need for scholarships application. So if I want to structure an academic CV, the first thing you need to know is what is called your full name. Your full name, how do I arrange your full name? Some people can start their name with what is called, like, hi, I'm Akinwumi Shola Habib. If I want to write my full name on my CV, I can start with Akinwumi Ishola Habib. Akinwumi is my surname. Ishola is my, let's say, first name due to some reasons, and Habib is my middle name. But I make sure that all the 3 names are on my academic CV, because all my documents are carry the 3 names. But if you are using just 2 names, Ajanle Koko Tobi, use Ajanle Koko Tobi on your name. And your name must show let's say, must be clearly, not as if you're going to use a very bold font. I'm still going to talk about, I'm going to share you some CV. You're going to use a very bold font. So your full name, your contact information. Your contact information is talking about your phone number, +2348101, blah, blah, blah. You have a slash, a single row slash like this. You can put your, let's say, you can put your phone number, you can put your email address. And also be careful of your email address when applying for a scholarship. My own email address is akinwumishola5000@gmail.com. But if you are now using sexybaby@gmail.com, sexyridwan@bado.com, at bados.gmail.com, that does not really show that you are responsible. Is it clear to you now? You might be using that one for another stuff, but if you are trying to apply for a scholarship, if you do not have an official or an institutional email, create a Gmail with a good username. Yeah. Another thing that your academic CV can contain on the heading is what is called your LinkedIn profile. If you are on LinkedIn, some people don't know that LinkedIn is a professional platform. You can try to copy your LinkedIn link URL on your academic CV. That should be the first heading. of your academic CV. And also you need to put your address. Don't forget your address. If your address, your home address, if your address is number 25, Ajanle Koko Street, Federal University of Technology, Akure, PO Box or postal code 25101, Akure, Ondo State, Nigeria. Put your, let's say, address, your contact address. Is it clear to you now? The next thing that your academic CV needs to contain is what is called objective and summary. Although I'm not, in my own academic CV, I don't usually use objective and summary, but some academic CV can ask. It's just a professional, let's say a professional summary about you. A well-accomplished, let's say, a well-accomplished or a well-oriented computational chemist with 5 years experience of using different computational tools to solve different problems affecting human race or different kind of diseases affecting human race. I'm interested in revolutionizing, let's say I'm interested in using AI for transformation or for the designing of different kind of drugs that can be used in the treatment of cancer, or I'm interested in a film. Just a brief summary, a professional summary that show that encompasses everything about you. So another thing that some people put in their academic CV is what is called research interest. The next thing you are going to see in some people academic CV is research interest. Please, if you did not have any research interest, don't put it inside your academic CV because it's going to limit you to some space if you're applying for a scholarship, because you have already stated your research interest. Even if they want to select you to a very close nearby interest, and you have already stated your research interest, they might go, oh, this person is not really interested in this, don't let us give him this. But if you are well grounded that this is what I'm going for, you can put your research interest. But for me, everyone has their own stuff that works for them. But I do try to explain the advantages, the merits and demerits of some stuff. So not putting a research interest in your academic CV does not limit you to some stuff. The next thing that your academic CV must contain is what is called your education. Education is very important. Just simple. Federal University of Technology, Akure. Federal University of Technology, Akure, Nigeria. You can open a bracket. I'm still going to show you some, but I first need to explain. You can open a bracket, write footer, Nigeria. When did you start your education? November 2015 to November 2021. Let them know the date that you start your bachelor and the date that you finish your bachelor. Or if you are still doing your bachelor right now, you are still, let's say, 200 level, 300 level, or 400 level. You can start from 2020, November 2016 to November 2023 or 2024 or 2025. You can just write Bachelor of Technology in Chemistry, Bachelor of Tech Chemistry in view. But you need to show a date that you commence and the proper, let's say, the estimated date that you are going to finish your degree. But if you're a graduate or you're about to graduate, you can still do it the first way I try to explain it. And after talking about your school, you need to talk about, okay, the kind of degree, Bachelor of Technology, Chemistry. You need to talk about your CGPA. CGPA 3.6/5. If your CGPA is not really strong enough, you can convert your CGPA into percentage. And if you're having a very good CGPA, like 4.76, 4.5, if it is 4 points, put your CGPA, convert it to percentage. And if you are among the best students in your class, or you might not even, some people did not even have first class, but they are the best in their class. So just write top 1%. If you are a graduate, you can write top 1% of graduating class. But if you are not yet graduated, you can just say that top 5% of your class. So after talking about your education, some people do write T6, what they did in their bachelor projects, but I don't really try to write it in my academic CV. The next thing that your academic CV needs to contain is what is called your research experience. This is where we are going. When talking about research experience, during my time When I was trying to apply for different kind of scholarship, I just sit down. Did I have a research experience? I started, let's say, watching myself. I have a research experience. Once I once carry out, let's say, some chemistry 101 practical, chemistry 102 practical, chemistry 201 practical, chemistry 302 practical, chemistry 3 something practical. Like practical from 100 level to up to 500 level. You are not telling me that I don't have a research experience. I have a research experience. I just said that undergraduate research assistance, because the research experience I did then was during my undergraduate. So you have a research experience. This is why you need to look at yourself critically. What have I done in the past? What have I done in my department? Did I carry out some project, or did I participate in some lab work? You affiliate it to undergraduate research assistance. Federal University of Technology, Akure, Department of Chemistry. Put the year there. And also, you now create a bullet. I'm still going to show you this, but I need to explain. You create a bullet point of what you did during that time. Collaborated to perform trigonometric analysis on food sample. Collaborated to preserve blah 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 chemical. That's about one undergraduate research experience. Experience. That's undergraduate research assistance. That one will be under research experience. You go for IT, Abi, either in a firm or anywhere. I did my own IT in Olam industry in Lagos, OK Food, OK Food 2, like I did it in Tree Food industry, but the same company. That's also a research experience, but you are going to write it as undergraduate or undergraduate research intern or undergraduate intern, like internship. You put the name of the industry, the date you did it, October 2022 to let's say January or February 2023. What did you do during your internship? Just a bullet point. Collaborated to preserve biscuits. Collaborated to buy my participated in blah blah blah. I'm just trying to make it to be more lively. But you need to have a bullet point of what you did. That's two research experience. The third one, you did your bachelor degree, your bachelor project, your thesis. Is it clear to you? You also, that one is also a research experience. Just write undergraduate research assistance for your undergraduate project. The name of your department. If you like, some people in the academic CV, they might put what is called advisor or supervisor or advisor. Assuming your project supervisor is Professor Oyetola, you can write supervisor or advisor, Professor Oyetola. Try to create a bullet point of what you did during your undergraduate research, undergraduate project. So, may I even be an undergraduate? You are having 3 research experience right now. Is it clear to you now? By the time you now graduated, you now volunteer as let's say as a research internship during an internship, another graduate internship, making 4. So that's what is called a research experience. And those guys in engineering, they do SWEP 1, SWEP 2, SWEP 3. I don't know if you guys did SWEP 3, but I know you did SWEP 1 and SWEP 2. You can also put that under what is called work experience, because I think SWEP is called Student Work Experience Program. So you can put your SWEP 1, yeah, you did yourself a SWEP 1, Mechanical Engineering Department. Even if your SWEP is like lab rotation, it's going to give you different work experience. List the name of the department you did your SWEP. Federal University of Technology, Akure, Department of Mechanical Engineering, advisor, technician, let's say Dr. Amototo. List a bullet of what you did during your, let's say, during your SWEP. But mind you, since you have already done that SWEP, everything must be in past form, collaborated, participated, not I'm doing, I write, clinical. You make it to be in a well-presentable form. So those guys in engineering, that's another let's say point for you guys. Another thing is that your academic CV needs to include is what is called your teaching experience. Which kind of teaching experience do you have done? Some people will say that I don't have any teaching experience, so Tanimoko. During my bachelor, let's say I try to take a lot of people, chemistry 101, 102, 201, 203, 20 blah blah blah. That one is also a teaching assistance. Is it clear to you now? Teaching is just right. Okay. Under your teaching experience, I'm also a teacher outside then. I teach a lot. I have like three different kind of school. Al Furqan, Alibiu, Al Furqan. What's the name of this school at in Yapata that is owned by this MSN, blah, blah, I forgot the name. And also, like, for different kind of, yeah? Can you remind me the name of that school?
Al-Haq.
Al-Haq, yes. That is owned by Ododoluto. Yes, I'm also a teacher at Al-Haq then. I taught chemistry, physics. So just about, all these things, I did it during my undergraduate. I put it as my teaching experience because if you want to apply to some schools in the United States, is that they give you graduate assistance, teaching assistance, research assistance. And if they want to give you a teaching assistance, you need them expect you to have some like teaching experience. Having a teaching experience is like a plus for you because you participated in different stuff during your bachelor. So I try to include my teaching experience. I'm also a teacher. I'm also a course instructor at Smart Academy that is owned by Afar Ismail. I also have people that I'm taking personalities. I call it Marab Institute of Advanced Studies. So I just try to create a teaching experience, like 4 teaching experience. Okay, Smart Academy, Akure, Nigeria, Akure, Ondo State. That's the Eden. October 2020 to September 2021. Is it clear to you now? Course instructor. I'm not saying chemistry teacher. In order to make it more presentable, course instructor. Is it clear to you now? Prepared, because multi-shape, I've done it before. Prepared SS3, or let's say prepared student for JAMB classes. Let's say prepared a well-defined curriculum for SS2 and SS3, or let's say grade 5 students. I also include my MSN, let's say people that I taught during MSN period, also that time, under my teaching experience. So you need to have what is called teaching experience. The next one is called award and honors, or award and scholarship. Having an award and scholarship is going to show that yes, you have been doing well in your academics. Like Federal University of Technology, Akure, first scholarship for indigent, or for first Federal University of Technology, Akure, indigent student scholarship, indigent student scholarship, or scholarship for some first class students. There are many internal scholarships you guys don't know about, even in FUTA, even also do scholarship. So you need to list the kind of honors and award. If you are the best student, at times you can just try to do some stuff. If you are the best student in chemistry, let's say chemistry 506, or you are the best student in MTS 316, or you are the best student in MEC 415, put it academic certificate of, let's say, award of excellence for best students in blah blah blah. It's not compulsory for your award and honors should be something that is monetary. If it is just some achievements, you need to include it under your award and honors. Please, I'm coming. Under your awards and honor. So it's not compulsory, it should be money. If you want total scholarship, share every kind of scholarship, you can also put it under awards and honor. But some people will be saying that I did not win anything now. Check yourself very well. Either you like it or not, you are going to have 1 or 2 stuff that you won during your academic, during your, let's say, your bachelor. And if you are in 200 level or 300 level, this is the right time for you to be looking inward on different kind of, it's not compulsory. If it is no money, try to have a very good grade in some courses. If you are among the best 2 students in that course, it's also an achievement. I remember I did a course when I was in 300 level, chemistry 315, instrumental method of chemical analysis, was taught by this crazy professor. I don't remember the name of the professor. The woman just taught you another thing, sit another thing. But I'm the only one that have A. Yes, I'm the only one that have A in my class then. FST is also doing none of them has A. BCH, none of them has A. I'm the only one that have A. I just feel like, wow, I'm the only one that have A in this. I'm going to put it under my awards and honor. Is it clear to you now? It's an achievement on its own. Another thing that your academic CV needs to contain is what is called publication. Publication is talking about journals. If you are on an undergraduate, you can publish some works. There's some research. My first publication was when I was in 400 level. I collaborated with a friend, with a very good sister, Mushala sister Afsat Alabere. She's now in the United States doing her PhD at West Virginia University. Yeah, she's a very good friend, as a very, let's say, good sister that helped me through my academic pursuit. So I collaborated with her. Then we tried to did a research work on paracetamol. That was during our 400 level. Yeah. So you can be a 300 level student and as a publication. So having a publication is also a plus for you. But if you are in 500 level and you are currently doing your final year project, have the main, let's say, focus, or have the plan that, wow, I want to publish my undergraduate work in a well-reputable journal. Talk to your supervisor. Talk to your, let's say, yes, talk to your project supervisor that, okay, you need to talk it in a polite way. So having a publication is a plus for you. But many undergraduates find it very difficult to have publication because of Nigerian educational system and the kind of settings we are making use of. Another thing that you need to know is what is called professional development training. This is where you guys need to be very careful. Professional development training, you are in FUTA, you are loaded with a lot of professional development training, but many people did not know how they can incorporate it into the academic CV. Some people are just going to inaugural lecture. They don't know the meaning of inaugural. Just say that, okay, I want to go to inaugural, and they're after food. Okay, let's go to eat up. They are sharing food at eat up. Let me go and eat. No. I'm not saying that you should not eat. I also go to inaugural lecture to eat a lot. Is it clear to you
It's
now?
part of it.
It's part of it. But what we did then, my best friend, Afa Sadiq, Ajadi Sadiq, is now in Austria, Central European University in Austria. Is a graduate of metrology, doing our masters in MESPOM. So we normally go for inaugural lectures together. So when we go to inaugural lectures together, I try to jot down what are they doing in this inaugural lecture? Who is delivering this inaugural lecture? What is the date? The main purpose, some people will think we are crazy then, but they don't know that we are trying to prepare ourselves for this kind of journey we want to embark on. So under professional training, you can have projects. We are now in the world of tech. I will start with projects. We are now in tech world. Many of you are more DSS or different kind of group in future, like Microsoft team. You carry out different kind of projects. I don't know if you carry out some projects. Some of us have GitHub. Yes, if you have GitHub accounts, you carry out different kind of projects. Kindly list the kind of projects you did then. If you are a SWEP student, an engineering student, you did SWEP projects, you guys will be doing sockets up and down. It's not compulsory that you said that I did sockets. You just put it in a well-packaged form. If you did not package yourself, no one will package you. So you need to package yourself, projects, collaborated, worked with Professor Chatroma Potpilink at the University of Ljubljana to work on Maestro combination. List some projects you did. And if you are the kind of people that have a repository or you have a GitHub account, try to create a link. Or if you have a Google Drive, that's what I did most. I try to put the project in my Google Drive, copy the link. When I try to copy the link, when I copy the link, I go to Microsoft Word, I create an hyperlink in which you are just going to be seeing, if you know about HTML and CSS very well, and PHP. Yeah, that's one of my best. I also love that very well. So I try to create a link in which if anyone offer to draft link, If they click on that link, it's going to take them automatically to that project. So look at different kind of projects you did. It might be a small project, or you work with someone, you work with the colleagues, you design something. It's not something, it's not like a rocket science. Just even if a small thing, if you cannot do a small, if you can't do a great thing, do a small thing in a great way. So if you have like different kind of projects you did, you need to put it there. Hackathons. I'm not talking about hackathon that you guys are doing right now, but hackathons, CSS department or computer science department or different kind of group do different kind of hackathons in future. You can also attend one or two, put it there, what you did during the hackathon. Mind you, all what is inside this bracket is going to be a subheading under professional development training. Poster presentation is very sad that we do not really have a poster presentation in Nigeria. During the summer school, you can work on different kind of projects, or you can attend a seminar or conference in which you need to present some poster. So if you present some poster, you need to show what you did in that poster by stating what you did. Another thing is conferences and seminar. You are going for inaugural lecture. Professor Oyedepo is doing inaugural lecture and he is from your department. Please kindly note the topic of that inaugural lecture, the name of the professor, and the year, the days that inaugural lecture was, let's say, delivered. You can put it in your academic CV. Seminars. Some people will be saying that I did not attend any seminar. You guys that are doing SWEP, I don't know. Engineering students, they are loaded with a lot of stuff. But most of them did not know how to integrate, let's say, how to put it in what they need. So conferences and seminars, if you do SWEP 1, SWEP 2, you presented your SWEP 1 on SWEP 2. Even if you did not present your SWEP 1, you still presented your SWEP 2. You can put it under seminars. And when you came back from your internship, from your IT, you presented what you did during your internship, you need to put it under your seminars. If a professor or if a lecturer give you a work that, okay, you are going to have a seminar presentation, this seminar presentation is among your course, you can put it inside your academic CV. What I did then during my own bachelor is that I tried to put some class presentation that I did. I tried to put my internship presentation, and I also tried to put a seminar presentation of my final year. So I'm having like 3 or 4 seminar presentation. And also, if you attended some seminar that you did not present anything, put it there. That's why it's very sad that many people will be seeing different kind of posters in future. They will not even try to attend anything. It's very, really bad. Everything is not about academics. It's very important for you to be academic, to have a very good result. That is our tradition. But also, you need to equip yourself with the basic necessary stuff that will make you an ideal candidate. Some guys then, during my bachelor, they were looking at, wow, this guy is library. I'm telling you, I can be in library for like 3 or 4 hours without reading my normal chemistry, just be doing all that stuff. But is what I try to explain to you that you are going to understand. But most of my friends that we are working together, Kanwa Blamid, is now in Australia, in Deakin University doing his PhD. We still talk yesterday. So we know how we operate, we know how we do it. Okay, let's do this. Okay, have you watched this kind of YouTubes? So having different kind of seminar is very important, or conferences. It's not compulsory for you to attend a physical conference or seminar. It can be a remote one, it can be online, it can be virtual. If you attend a very virtual seminar or conference, you can also put it in your academic CV. Another thing I will talk about is what is called skills. Which kind of skills do you have? I'm not going to buttress more on this. The first skills that an undergraduate student needs to have is what is called Microsoft Word skills. Many of you will be calling Microsoft Word. You'll be saying that, okay, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft blah, blah, blah. All those one, just put it in what is called Microsoft Office suite, or what do they normally call it? Don't list them. Just put it Microsoft Office. Have a straight, let's say a straight row like this. If you are very proficient in using SPSS, Statistical Package for Social Sciences, I learned SPSS by myself with YouTube because I worked for some people then. I help people to do projects. I work with some people. I'm working on Fiverr and some stuff on Upwork. So I need to learn SPSS to do some stuff. So if you know how to use SPSS, kindly put it. But if you are still learning it and you are not proficient in using that skills, just open a bracket, just say basic or beginner, so that they can know that you are not lying in your academic CV. If you know how to use HTML, hypertext markup language, CSS, cascading style sheets, your PHP, your Python, your Django, your Java, put it inside your academic CV. Nothing is, if you're in 200 level, 300 level, 400 level, this is the time you need to be learning different kind of skills. Don't think as if you are in chemistry or you are in microbiology, kilochemical, Python. I studied chemistry, and now I know I must be proficient in how to use Python very well. VS Code, Sublime Text, how to use VS Code for HTML and CSS. How can I use Anaconda, Jupyter Notebooks? Is it clear to you now? All those skills, they are very important. Don't think as if you are in mathematics, you are, let's say, you are less concerned about it. No. So anything that you can learn, Futa has already tried to incorporate different kind of stuff for you guys. You are going to do CSS 102, HTML and CSS. Even if you did not understand it, just understand the basic. Try to put it in your academic CV. There are many AI tools or let's say different kind of database that you can, or software or web server that you can do. After my bachelor in Futa, I did not go home. I'm still at Futa and I'm working. I try to read one that my boss that tried to discuss about scholarship yesterday. He introduced me to Mr. Umar in biochemistry department. So Mr. Umar is very proficient in computer-aided drug design and discovery. So I joined computer-aided therapeutic drug design and discovery. I learned basic tools that are used in drug design and discovery, such as Chimera, Pires, Pymor, Leak Plot, some stuff. That's what I'm building on my career right now. So try to volunteer. When you volunteer, when you learn the basic necessary skills, you have a lot of stuff to put in your academic CV under skills. You won't be thinking ability to work. Ability to work under pressure is not skills. You are not applying for a job. Ability to multitasking, or what does people normally talk about it, is not a skills. You can be putting it as supplementary when you do not have enough of stuff to put under your skill. But if you have a well-comprehensive skills, you forget multitasking, ability to work under pressure, ability to blah, blah, blah. So if you know how to use different kind of database, or like PubChem, Zinc database, drug bank, different kind of database, try to put it in your skills. If you are proficient in using Figma, which is using, let's say, UI UX, yeah, Figma, I forgot. I know Figma a little bit then. I forgot everything right now. Try to put it in your academic CV. Another thing you can put under your academic CV is what we call laboratory skills. If you know how to use some tools like mass spectrophotometer, UV and UV infrared, UV spectroscopy, infrared spectroscopy, blah blah blah, or you know how to use lathe machine for engineering guys, you can put it under your skills. So those are skills. Equip yourself. I'm still shouting on this right now. If you're in 300 level, 200 level, 400 level, even 500 level is not late yet. You can build yourself with the necessary skills for your career development. So after skills, I'm still going to talk about skills when it's time to talk. Is what is called leadership and extracurriculars. Leadership and extracurriculars are very important. Someone is asking a question. For professional development, I'm going to talk about when we get to, let's say, question and answer section. Leadership and extracurriculars. Don't be like let's say, don't be like I forgot the name of this person. I don't want to. Don't be like a guy that's only come to FUTA as a first class and also go out of FUTA like that. Be part of MSN, Muslim Student Society of Nigeria. I'm once the, let's say, education chairman of Muslim Student Society of Nigeria. Up to tomorrow, that leadership or that's, let's say, extracurricular is still inside my CV. I'm also once the past 5 chairman of my set is also in my CV. But the way I try to package it, you even be looking at, wow, what did I do during this kind of period? So you need to participate in different kind of leadership as long as it's not going to affect your religion. Is it clear to you now? Anything that is going to affect your religion, don't participate on it, because our dunya idashtama la barakallahu fi dunya biladin. There's nothing to one. There's nothing. If you achieve everything in this life and you don't really have your religion, it's something. If you are trying to japa, you don't really have a very sound akida. Subhanallah. You are the one that knows what you are facing here. Don't let me divert. So have a very leadership and extracurricular. Try to volunteer. Rotaract is there. Rotaract is there. Enactors is there. Impact Club of FUTA is there. Red Cross is there. MSN is there. MSN is there. Even if it is your departmental, let's say, departmental rules or departmental election, as long as it's not going to affect your religion and your academic, try to participate. If it's not going to consume most of, I'm not saying that you should be doing SCG. If you know that you are going to do SCG and it's not going to affect you, you can do it. But me, I'm not an SCG. I did not participate in anything like election or any blah blah blah. But I try to participate in different kind of stuff. You can also join the African Climate and Environmental Foundation, FUTA branch. You can also join plugin. There are different kind of leadership. And if you know that you can't join this, you can also create your own. I created my own lab right now, the In Silico lab. I'm once a research associate with an In Silico lab, which is based in Dubai. But I also have my own, the In Silico lab. So you can try to create your own leadership and extracurriculars. What I did in my lab, the In Silico lab, is that I tried to train different kind of people on how to use computer-aided drug design to design different kind of stuff. So after training them, I give them tasks. Those that are serious with this, we collaborated together, we published together. 2 of them, like I work with like 4 people. 2 of them are now in the United States. One is in North Dakota, University of North Dakota. One is in Iowa State University. I help them through the application process. Okay, how do you need to apply? Prepare them with a lot of stuff, and they are now in the United States. So I try to train them on how to use computer-aided drug design and discovery, and we work together. So these are leadership and extracurriculars. Another thing that is now very important is what is called certification. Certification is very important. Coursera is there. During the COVID-19 period, FUTA affiliated with Coursera. I take a lot of courses on Coursera. FutureLearn is there. FutureLearn is there. Coursera, Udemy, Udacity, Great Learning, Open Learn, like different kind of online places whereby you can learn a lot of stuff. You can, let's say, do 2 or 3 hours courses on Great Learning, Introduction to Statistics, Introduction to Machine Learning, Introduction to Python, Introduction to blah, blah, blah. I have more than 100 certification. During the COVID-19 period, I'm just doing certification. The first 2 months of COVID-19 period, I did 50 certifications because lockdown, no going anywhere. Will I just be sleeping? Wow, I can't just be sleeping. I just started to do some on FutureLearn, on Coursera, on OpenLearn. So before I left Nigeria, I have like 90 certification. So if I want to design my, let's say, design my CV, I only choose certification that align to the interest or to the program I want to put in my application to. You also need to know that you need to tailor your CV to the application. You want to apply for chemoinformatics, artificial intelligence in chemistry, and you are now preparing a CV of mechanical engineering. Where is the correlation? No. So do a lot. You might be a student in 400 level, 500 level. Don't be a robot. You have a system. Obakikere is there for you. Futa Wi-Fi is there for you. Try to do some certification. Sorry, please. Try to do some certification on Coursera, on FutureLearn, on different platforms. Have your certificate. When you have your certificate, download your certificate, put it in your repository, put it in your Google link, put it in your CV. So it's going to help you a lot. So these are just the structure of an academic CV. You need to note something. As an undergraduate, your academic CV must contain this one, your full name, your objective and summary, your education, your research experience, which I've talked about, your undergraduate, your work experience, if you do not have work experience. But if you did SWEP, you already have work experience. Your teaching experience, if you do not have teaching experience, it's not really a problem. Your award and honor, if you do not have, is not really a problem. Publication, if you do not have, is not really a problem. But if you are in 500 level and you are working on a special project right now, I will advise you to work very well on your publication, on your project, so that you can publish it. It's not compulsory that you have already published your journals online. No. If you are still trying to prepare your manuscript, you can still put it under publication. Just say if you have, let's say, published, if it's you are already writing the manuscript, or you have submitted it, but they are yet to accept it, you can say that submitted to journal of blah, blah, blah. But try to work on this. Professional development and training is very compulsory. Skills is very compulsory. Leadership and extracurriculars is very compulsory. And certification is very compulsory. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 12. If you are not having like 8/12, at least a minimum of 8/12, check yourself. And you are still in 500 level. You need to check yourself. You need to know, am I ready for this application? Am I ready for this, let's say, for this scholarship? During my set, I and Afa Sadiq, before I left FUTA, after the, is, 2 weeks after my convocation, that's when I secured a fully funded, a PhD scholarship at Michigan Technological, a PhD admission at Michigan Technological University in US. But the professor that I want to work with as a research assistant after the admission, due to some stuff, don't worry. But what I want to bring out then is that we tried to work together, and we tried to have a very good CV in which I used to apply to the United States then, and when I was given the PhD. So another thing that I will talk about, I don't want to, we have already talked about, waste a lot of time, some do's and don'ts when crafting an academic CV. Do's, what you need to do is that do tailor for the application. You need to tailor your academic CV to the application you are trying to apply to. Is it clear to you now? If you are applying for a special course, or I'm applying for chemoinformatics, and you did not tailor your application to this, is very dangerous. I have a lot of, after I graduated from FUTA, when I'm still in FUTA, then I'm working with a PhD student that is working on environmental chemistry, valorization of cashew nuts, how to use cashew nuts to produce different kind of chemicals. I put it inside my CV. So I have like 3 research interests in which I prepared my CV based on that research interest. So if I want to apply for this scholarship, I will design a CV for this scholarship. If I want to apply for this scholarship, I will design a CV for this scholarship. Do prioritize your academics. Your academics is very important. Let's say, try to let them know what you did. Your education is very important when you are trying to write your CV. Also, do provide a full details. Let the details be comprehensive. I'm not saying that you should have a CV of like 4 or 5 pages. So 2 pages is okay. If you have some information, 3 pages is beyond something. But 2 pages for MSc or PhD is still okay. So do highlight research. The kind of research you did, highlight them, let them know. And also do use a consistent format. You are using Times New Roman for your research experience. Under teaching experience, you are using Calibri. Under clinical, you are using different kind of fonts. No. Let's accept your headings, your name, which can be bold. Every other one, let them have the same kind of word, the same kind of fonts. Is it clear to you now? Don't make it too long. If your academic CV is containing a lot of information, that's why you need to know how to use AI tools. You need to know how to use paraphrasing tools. A 2 sentences can paraphrase it, you can summarize it just to 1 line. A 2 line can be 1 line. So you don't need to make it too long. Don't use informal language. There are different kinds of informal language that many people make use of in their academic CV. I go to market one day. You just be seeing some academic CV, you just be having some headache. Don't forget to proofread. After creating your academic CV, try to proofread it. Check through it again. After checking through it again, okay, do I need to check grammar? You guys should go and sign up on Grammarly. Grammarly have a free version. Use Grammarly. If you cannot subscribe for the premium account, use a Grammarly, let's say free version, to check the grammar level or the grammatical error that is inside your CV. And you also need to send out your CV for people that can help you to review it. Don't include personal information such as marriage status and religion affiliation. You now say that Akinwumi Shalabi, 7/6/2022, date of birth, religion, Muslim, Islam, Ali Sunnah. No one is asking you about that. No one is asking about marital status, single, ready to mingle. No one is. Remove it. If you are applying for jobs to Dangote or any kind of, they can be asking you for an academic CV. You don't need that. Oh, sorry. Before I go to statement of purpose, I will try to share some academic CV with you. I hope I haven't wait. Let's say waste your time. I will stop sharing this one. Let me share another one. Can you see this CV? Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it, sir.
Yeah. I
Yes,
don't want
yes,
to. I don't want you to see the name of the person. That's why I remove it.
Uh,
This academic CV is quite interesting. I deliberately, let's say, I deliberately show this academic CV for you. The reason why I showed it is that some program, they will ask you, if a program asks you, you should include your sex, date of birth, and marital status, and your nationality in your academic CV, you can put it. Is it clear to you now? But if they did not ask for it, please don't put it. Again, don't put it. This is an objective statement. Education. Can you see how this person lists his education? And also, the person tried to talk about certification, professional conduct, workshop and conferences, publication, work experience, proficiency, roles and responsibility, which is quite okay. This is one academic CV. Let me show you another academic CV again. For those guys that are planning to apply for Erasmus Mundus, this is another example of academic CV again. Yeah, if you're applying for an Erasmus Mundus scholarship, or let's say you're applying to some Europe, if they ask you for Europa CV, Europa CV is the kind of CV that they make use of in Europe. It's different it's different from a normal CV. And if you want to create a Europa CV, you are going to go to europass.com. I forget the website, but I can still share the website later, in which you are going to be filling the form. After filling all the necessary details under Europass, it's going to generate the CV for you automatically. And if you are planning to apply for under Europass, in Europass CV, it is compulsory to put your picture. But on a normal CV, please don't put your picture if it is not Europass. And also, Europass usually requests for some stuff like grade, gender, date of birth, and nationality. So this is an example of another Europass CV. Europass CV, if you are applying to United States or United Kingdom or Australia, if it is not Europe, don't use Europass. If it is Europe, or if it is just, let's say, Erasmus plus Erasmus Mundus, that's when you should use Europass. If they did not state it in Europe that you should use Europass, don't use Europass. Just use your normal CV. Even some Erasmus Mundus program does not require one Europass CV. So this is an example of another CV: formal education, further education. This further education is talking about if you attended some certification course, like 3 months program in other institution, like I participated in different kind of program at University of Padova in Italy, University of Gießen in Germany, University of Zagreb in Croatia, University of Ljubljana in Slovenia, and University of Strasbourg in France, Université de Paris-Cité in Paris. Yeah. So I can put it under my further education, what I did. Is it clear to you now? So further education, we have work experience, we have research experience, we have personal skills. I can share you this kind of CV. Is it clear to you now? And we have additional information. Let me show you another CV, because it's not really about you should be asking for templates. If you know what you are doing, or if you know what you are required to do, you don't need anyone to, let's say, provide you with. You only use a template as a guide why you are going to prepare your CV on your own. Sorry. Let me present another one. Yeah. How you see the CV? Blah blah blah. These are address, phone number, email address, blah blah blah. Education: Federal University of Technology, Akure, Bachelor of Technology, professional qualification. Can you see how I arrange the professional qualification? This is an outdated CV, not yet updated. We have research experience. Can you see research experience? Graduate doing Silico Lab. Evaluating. Can you see this one? Evaluating. I'm still doing it right now. That's why this verb is like this. Collaborating, performing. But this one, I've already done it, but it's not my current research experience. Investigated the anti-diabetic properties. Collaborators to investigate the cleaning of protein using Chimera software. Can you see what I talk about? Graduate research intern, undergraduate research assistant, geochemistry and environmental chemistry laboratory, FUTA. Undergraduate intern, quality control laboratory, OK Food Limited, Nigeria, Lagos. Undergraduate research assistants, undergraduate chemistry laboratory, Federal University of Technology, Akure. See what I did. Perform aspirin, produce aspirin in the laboratory using crystallization and recrystallization method. Formulated different recipe for soap production. Can you see it? Teaching experience, Marabi Institute of Advanced Study, course instructor, planned chemistry and physics lesson, notes weekly with strict adherence to curriculum, adopt a range of teaching methods to establish positive learning outcome. Smart Academy Akure, course instructor. Can you see the teaching experience? Award and scholarship, University of Calabria master degree. I have another scholarship in Italy, High Scholar Initiative Scholarship, Engineer Badge, blah, blah, blah. Some publication, see how I did it. Professional development training, projects, hackathon, poster presentation, conference, leadership, and extracurriculars, volunteer, blah, blah, blah. Can you see it? And skills. See how I arrange the skills: Microsoft Office, SPSS, Basic Python, 9, HTML, CSS, PHP, Django, blah, 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 JavaScript, computer-aided design, and Asilico study tools, and certification. So these are, I'm going to share you, so I'm not going to share my CV. I'm going to share you other CVs, or different kind of templates you can make it solve. So we go to, let's say, Chrome. Let me go to statement of purpose right now. Are you still with me, sir? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Am I still?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, with you, sir.
So can I continue?
Please do.
Now you can continue, sir.
Ṣẹ́jọ́ mi ò tí máa pọ̀ jù báyìí.
Ẹjọ́ yín ò tún pọ̀ jù o. Ẹ lè bá wa continue ẹjọ́.
Let me start with statement of purpose. Sorry, I'm finding it difficult to. Okay. Purpose. Statement of purpose. Statement of purpose is another letter, is another stuff that you need in your scholarship application. And this statement of purpose and CV will determine whether you are going to win a scholarship or you won't win a scholarship. Is it clear to you now? So on the statement of purpose, I will talk about type of statement or letter. We have statement of purpose. All these things, they are not the same thing. They have a very slight difference. We have statement of purpose is different from personal statements. It's different from cover letter. It's different from motivation letter. It's different from letter of interest, and it's different from letter of intent. Statement of purpose, I will talk briefly about statement of purpose and personal statement. This is what I'm going to talk about statement of purpose, but I will just try to talk about some overlaps between this personal statement and statement of purpose. But cover letter is talking about if you want to have some programs, some scholarship like chemoinformatics, they require for cover letter. Your cover letter, the way you structure it, was first talk about you while you are applying for this scholarship. Is it clear to you now? It's just the way they structure this kind of statements or letter that is different from one another, but they are not the same thing. And you also need to be careful. Is it clear to you now? If you are applying for any scholarship, they are going to give you a guideline or a point that your statement of purpose or personal statement or letter of intent, blah, 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 must contain. It's now left for you to know how to develop yourself, your statement of purpose, to meet that requirements. Motivation letter. Why are you motivated to go for graduate school? Motivation letter can now be split into different levels. Some program will say that your motivation, under motivation letter, they can give you like three kind of essay. Why are you interested in this program? Why are you interested? Why motivation for this program? The second one, they consider why are you interested in this program? The third one, they consider your career objective. Your career objective is very important. Letter of interest is similar to letter of intent. Is it clear to you now? Show your interest. Why are you interested in this program? What are you going to use this program for? What are the kind of skills or the kind of stuff that is special with you about this, about yourself, that makes you a very unique and ideal candidate for this program? So I will just go to what is statement of purpose. A statement of purpose is just a personal essay or letter that is often required as part of the application process for various educational programs. If you're applying for scholarship, applying for grants, applying for a research role, they can require what is called a statement of purpose. It is used in graduate school, postgraduate courses, fellowship, or research opportunity. It also provides applicants with opportunity to present themselves beyond the number dictated listed in their academic transcript and resume. What in your resume? You just a brief picture about you. But your statement of purpose can give a full information that, wow, this is the guy that is talking about, let's say, that's talking about himself in his CV. It's going to show a full picture about you. So all these are the things that you must know about statement of purpose. Another thing I want to talk about is what is called some key difference between a statement of purpose and personal statement. Statement of purpose is going this way, while personal statement is going this way. Personal statements focus on the applicant's personal quality, your life experience, your challenges overcome, how this are shaping you as an individual, which challenges. In statement of purpose, it's not compulsory for you to talk about your background, how you are struggling to be a very good student in school. Okay, you came from a very poor family, or let me use poor, because I also came from a very poor family. You came from let's say, I came from an humble background in which there is nothing. I'm able to also through footer to blah blah blah. They expect this in your personal, let's say, personal statement. If you have any, let's say, any deficiency in which you are able to work on and how to shaping your career, you can talk about it in your personal statement. Personal statement provides room for creative and expressive approach. It can show for you to express yourself, not like cover letter or statement of purpose. It allows the applicants also to narrate personal experience and articulate their personal journey. Which journey is, let's say, is unique about you. Some people can talk about how they drop out from one school due to financial struggling and they went to another school, how it has shaped their career and how they are working towards it to achieve something great about their future plan. So it will be more narrative. And this personal statement is less specific as it tends to be more general. It's focused on personal and life events and expectations that shapes individual value and characters. So in nutshell, a personal statement is going to contain some ingredients about your personal life, which kind of problems you all face, or which kind of difficulties. Personal statements talk about it. But statement of purpose is going to focus. The first one is focus. It emphasizes the applicant's academic and professional goals, your intended program, and your future application with a specific field or program of study. Personal statement of purpose, we talk about your applicant's academics. Which kind of, okay, my interest in human medicine motivated me to pursue a chemistry degree at the Federal University of Technology, correct? We are able to acquire the theoretical and the practical aspects of chemistry. I'm exposed to different kind of modules on chemistry, such as organic chemistry, natural product chemistry, which are very important in drug design and discovery. I'm able to maintain a perfect good grade in my academics, in which I graduated with a CGPA of 7/5. I don't know. So you need to talk about that. So these are what personal statements, statement of purpose we'll be talking about. Statement of purpose also structure and professional. It typically follow a structural approach, in which I'm going to talk about the structure in the next slide. Discussing academic achievements, your research interest, your relevant experience, and go in a more formal tone. In a more formal tone. And also, personal statement of purpose is specific program focus. It is tailored toward a particular program or institution, emphasizing why applicants is a good fit and how the program align with a career objective. If you are applying to a program or for a program that does not align with your career objective, is a red light. It's not a green light at all. So now let me go to a structure of a good SOP. A structure. This is where I'm going to end this section so that I can take some questions. I'm going to end it by 11:40. Let's say 11:35, because personal statement of purpose is like a workshop on its own. But I just try to, let's say, join it with this SOP, with this CV. Sorry. Statement of purpose. The first thing, this is the structure of a good statement of purpose. Is the first thing is P. State your purpose and motivation for applying, challenges, prospects, and personal experience that inform your decision to apply to this program. What's purpose? Why do you apply? Why do you want to apply for this program? I can say that what is happening in Nigeria? Lack of basic tools in drug design and discovery in Nigeria is one of the basic problems developing country is facing, such as Nigeria. I've talked about the problem. I cannot say that lack of basic tools leads to different kind of ailments and diseases in Nigeria, such as cancer, tuberculosis, neurodegenerative diseases, diabetes, and other kind of inflammatory disease. Cancer, for example, is one among the leading cause of disease affecting affecting people globally, and Nigerian is among them. According to World Cancer Observatory, more than million of people are going to die of cancer by 2030. I'm talking about the problem. I cannot say that late detection, lack of expertise, lack of drugs to combat, let's say, cancer is one among the problems Nigeria is facing. I've talked about the problem. Problem in I cannot say that, okay, I cannot provide a solution. Okay, radiotherapy, chemotherapy is among the leading treating techniques that are used in the treatment of cancer. But these are not potent enough, as chemotherapy cause, let's say, those people will not have ear on their head again. They are going to suffer from some loss, which is not good enough. But now applying different kind of cut-edging research, such as the use of IDP protein to design different kind of drugs, can reduce the effects or the use of radiotherapy and chemotherapy. The lack of experts or the need to bridge the research, let's say the need for more expertise in this research, informed my decision to pursue a doctoral degree at university in chemical biology or in medicinal biology or in clinical. And university at Buffalo is my preferred, or is my institution of course that align with my career and objective. Some people can talk about their personal life, how they lose their some people can talk how they lose their family, how they lose their parents, their siblings, or how they lose their siblings that die of different kind of stuff, make them to apply. So just try to craft something unique about you. If your first sentence or your first paragraph is not convincing enough, is not interested enough, no one is going to read it. You now say that, okay, why do you want to apply? Because I want to be a doctor. That's why I want to apply for graduate school. Okay, they play. The second thing is previous education. I've talked about the problem. I will not talk about the previous education, which can be bachelor, master's courses taken. That has equipped me to, let's say that has equipped me. My previous education has equipped me for graduate school. I can just start. I won't say that, okay, I'm a graduate. My interest, my motivation in human medicine, I've talked about that before, motivated me to pursue a degree in chemistry. And I'm young enough, or I'm lucky enough to be discovered early at the Federal University of Technology, Akure, Futa. The main purpose acquiring a theoretical and a practical knowledge of chemistry in order to make a revolutionary change in drug design. Talk about your previous, let's say your previous education. If you have a very good grade, talk about your grade. If you don't have a very good grade, don't talk about your grade. Talk about relevant courses you take. Let's say you took during your bachelor. If you are interested in cancer biology, or you are interested in drug design, and you take some courses on nanotechnology or drug delivery, put it there. And the importance, how that courses has shaped you. Is it clear to you now? Also, if you take some industrial training, let's say, okay, my interest in research and development also motivated me to carry out my 40-year compulsory industrial training at OK Food Limited, a leading food industry in Nigeria. You know, I'm trying to, let's say I'm trying to bring them together. There must be a connection. The first one, I talk about cancer. I talk about different diseases. I now bring it from a triangle, from a narrow body, from a wide body to a narrow, different kind of diseases. I now narrow it down to cancer. I'm now talking about in the second paragraph, how my undergraduates has shaped me to be an ID candidate. And what research experience have I have gotten enough? I can talk about my internship. What did I do? Where did I do my internship? What did I do during that in my internship? You can talk about, okay, you did your internship at OK Food. Which kind of skills? Which kind of is not we prepare how to do biscuits. No, what I collaborated with blah blah blah, in which I'm able to design different kind of chemical library for combinatorial chemistry. What you did, if you carry out any research during your internship, what has the research impacted on you? What is the main purpose of that research? If it brings out a very well-detailed novel result, like in drug design and discovery, you discover a bioactive compound that is well potent enough, try to include it. So after talking about your internship, the next thing you need to talk about is your bachelor thesis, your bachelor project. After talking about where I did my internship, now let me talk about my bachelor. Is it clear to, I can say that, okay, in order to improve my knowledge, or in order to make my knowledge a very interesting one, my bachelor thesis focused on physical-chemical properties or heavy metal detection of different kind of, or heavy metal detection of stream water that is present in Federal University of Technology, Akure. The main purpose, tell them the main purpose of that. The main purpose is to assess the physical-chemical properties and heavy metal contents of heavy metal content present in this water, present in that water. Because if heavy metal is very present in water, it's going to affect, it's going to cause what is called bioaccumulation. So now tell them what you did. I'm able to collect different kind of sample, to tell them the skills, the kind of tools you use, and what is the outcome using the STAR approach. The results of this research showed that the water is not fit for, let's say, for consumption. So this research exposed people living in the, or let's say informed people living in the nearby community that this water is contaminated for their health, so they should not take it without treating. So try to use a very small English that people is going to comprehend. It's not a very big English. So after talking about your final year projects, the next one should now talk about, you can talk about another paragraph if you undertake a graduate research intern. My interest or my motivation or my blah 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 in human medicine, or I'm currently a graduate research intern at computer-aided drug design and discovery, Federal University of Technology, where I'm exposed to different kinds of computational tools used in drug design and discovery. I'm able to learn the basic of some tools and database, such as Pirates, Pioneer, blah, blah, blah. Is it clear to you now? You now talk about, I collaborated with 4 colleagues to work on medicinal plants, the importance of medicinal plants present in bitter leaf. Is it clear to you now? I generated 5 compounds from PubChem. After talking about your projects, what did you do? during that time. You are personalizing, it's not a joint project, you are personalizing it to yourself. All those things are showing that, okay, this person is having a research experience, is has already equipped his or herself the necessary things he needed for graduate school. That's education. The next thing is relevant online courses taken, additional skills gained, leadership, voluntary teaching experience, and also talk about your research experience, in which I've already talked about. If you also collaborated with international people, international body, like I collaborated with a lot of students, a lot of people in the US, work together on different kind of projects. You can say that, okay, the event or the occurrence of COVID-19, talk about COVID-19 briefly. I talk about COVID-19. After talking about COVID-19, I said that there need more research on COVID-19. I will not bring the projects, the research experience I done during that process. Also, if you have a teaching experience, it's very important if you're applying to the US, talk about your teaching experience in order to give back to my community, or in order to be among the sustainable member. I volunteer to be a teaching, to be teaching secondary school students or blah, blah, blah. So this online courses is very important. And under this you are going to talk about your leadership, your voluntary, your teaching experience, and also talk about your research experience. The next thing is what is called why this course or program? Why do you want to go for this program? If you want to try to create another paragraph in this C, why this course or program, you need to look at the website of that program you want to apply to. Look at the kind of courses they are doing. Look at the module they are doing. Is it clear to you now? When you look at that, it's going to equip you that, okay, these guys, they are doing something like, I'm going to take a courses on medicinal chemistry. I'm going to take a courses on drug design. I'm going to take a courses on chemoinformatics. So I will just try to talk about those courses, how it's going to shape me, how it's going to equip me with the necessary knowledge, because knowing the knowledge of chemoinformatics is going to tell me how to design a library, how to carry out a virtual screening. Knowing the knowledge of, let's say, drone is going to tell me how I can use drone to monitor different kind of, let's say, clinical that is affecting. You are going to align it with your field. So how this program, how is this structured? Is it a program that is structured that you are going to use one semester in this place, another semester in this place? What are the curriculum? The next thing is about school. Why that school? Many people will be saying that, okay, I want to apply to this school. Your university at Buffalo is my choice of institution because it is highly ranked. No. What is special about that school? Did they have some research facility that you are interested in using, like cryo-electron microscopy, like X-ray crystallography, like nuclear magnetic resonance, like different kind of tools did they have in that laboratory, in that school? What is their, let's say, their faculty ratio to student ratio? Faculty ratio to student ratio is that, okay, some people are saying that the faculty ratio to student ratio is 5:1. That is, you can still have the like 5 researcher for 1 student. So why that school? Why this school? It's not about it's highly ranked. They are doing this thing. What is special? Which kind of research facility? The academic to clinical ratio, and also which kind of, did they have an opportunity for them to have a mentorship program that is going to shape your career? So try to check the website of the school. What are they doing? What is special about them? That's about S. I'm trying to round up. Why F is talking about your future goal. Your future goal must be specific. If you are talking about your future goal and you do not talk about how you are going to solve the problem you mentioned in the first paragraph of your SOP, OYO, you are on your own. Your future goals, your career plan now splits into 2. We have what is called the short-term career goal, and we have what is called the long-term. The short-term, I can say that after my master's, I hope, it's not that I want to, I hope to head a research, or I hope join I hope to join the Crescent Lab in Belgium as their chemoinformatics or as their research scientist, so as to work on contemporary research. Is it clear to you now? To solve I talk about cancer, to work on in silico study of, let's say, in silico study of different materials that are used in the treatment of cancer using computational model. The interest, you just talk about the kind of skills you are gaining in that program, how it's going to shape you, how it's going to give you the basic knowledge to solve the problem you have mentioned in the first place. That's my short-term career goal. I cannot say that my long-term career goal is that after working with this company for like 3 or 5 years, I hope or I wish to pursue my PhD at the University of Manchester or Harvard University on in silico study or machine learning model, or machine learning model, or I can say that artificial neural network, or the impact of artificial neural network in drug design. I wish to carry out my thesis on blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about my long-term career goal. That can be after 5 to 10 years, having a PhD. After my PhD, I hope to join, or I hope to join a research-intensive laboratory or a research-intensive university as a postdoctoral researcher. Postdoctoral researcher to work on blah, blah, blah. But to work on cancer research, it must align with the first one. Very important. So after talking about that one, after working as a postdoctoral, you can now say that, okay, my ultimate goal, after working as a postdoctoral for like 3 or 4 years, I hope to head a research laboratory in a research-intensive university on biological chemistry or on medicinal chemistry. Is it clear to you now? So as to carry out cut-edge research on cancer. Is it clear to you now? You have talked about after your MSc, you go and work. It has equipped you with a very good experience and skills. You go and do PhD, another skills. Postdoctoral, another skills. Automatically, if you head a research laboratory as an assistant professor, you can train the next generation. You can say that I hope to train the next generation of scientists or students on this field. So you need to break down your future goal into short-term goals and long-term goals. And if you want to come back to Nigeria after your future plan, you need to state it. If it's a program that requires you to come back to Nigeria, like Commonwealth or Chevening, you can say that after my clinical, I hope to go back to my community, to go back to us to carry out these projects. Is it clear to you now? Something that is measurable. I can't say that I want to design, I want to develop, I want to produce a drug. I can never produce a drug in the next 5 years because my skills, I can only design, I can only work on some research. So, and additional tips about SOPs that be concise. Keep the SOP clean, clear, concise, and to the point, avoiding unnecessary details. Summarize, let them know what you are talking about. And proofread thoroughly. Ensure the document is free of spelling error, typos, and grammatical mistake. That's why you need to look at it. You need to know how to use grammarly. Also, you can make use of Turnitin to check if don't copy on internet or don't use ChatGPT. If you use ChatGPT to write your SOP, you are killing yourself. You can't use it to win anything. All schools in developed country, like in the US, UK, Europe, they are now making use of anti-ChatGPT to detect any materials that was written with ChatGPT. Only use ChatGPT as a guide. Don't use it to write your SOP or your CV or personal statement. And also, tailor for each application. Customize the SOP for each program. Emphasize how you fit into this specific institution. You don't use the statement of purpose that you used to apply to University as Buffalo. Now use it to go and apply. Even if it is going to be the same SOP, they might not be doing the same research. Is it clear to you now? Try to look at it very well. Try to personalize your SOP to the kind of program you want to put in your application to. And I pray may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it an easy one for you. So thank you for listening.
mean,
So
now Jazakumullah khairan. We really appreciate you. It's been a while, and it's very, very good to hear from you today. May Allah preserve you upon goodness, and may Allah keep you safe where you are. And may Allah make us and others benefits more from you. I mean, may Allah keep us together, firm on this path, and may Allah make us engage with one another upon goodness. I mean, yeah, thank you very much. I don't know, my books are full. My head itself is booming one kind. Initially, when I told our lecturer that we were going to be having this session, he said, I was even suggesting with splits, but he said he would try to meet up with time, and alhamdulillah, I was able to do that. And I could see at some point in time you were trying to rush. Sure. Now, jazakumullah khairan. And you really touched the very, very important aspects and the aspects where most people had issues. So, bismillah, without much ado, I would go to the question and answer segments right now. So, but we have some questions submitted in the question and answer segment of this meeting already that I would like to go through first. Then, bismillah, if time permits, we would like to entertain more questions also. So if time permits, bismillah. So the first question I have here. Oh, and it's also quite important to recognize the presence of our lecturer for yesterday. I'm aware he's on the call. Person of Brother Bello Ridwan. I don't know if he can just say Taslim to us so we can know he's available with us here. Well, Brother Bello Ridwan, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Now, okay. Now, jazakumullah khair. So it's something amazing to have two scholars on the call.
That's why
Even though we still have some scholars too from from Futa here that are still in school too with us. But at least we have top scholars with experience too. Yeah, two top scholars.
They are my boss. So.
Okay, I assume he said that. Now, so inshallah, our questions, some of them are like quite generic. So I don't know. Perhaps I would like to entertain, but the one also assisting in giving his point of view on some of the questions as well. So, okay. So I think the first person asked, how do we get on Muslim Scholarship Cafe? So I think for that person, I'll drop my mobile number my contact number, my WhatsApp number in the chat section. So the way Muslim Student Scholarship Cafe works is you would need to have the admin add you. So we need to know about you before you join it. So I'll drop my number now on the chat section and you can send me a message on WhatsApp for that. Okay, I've dropped the number. I think that particular question is settled that way. Now, so the next question I have here is, okay, would be if we'll be able to get the lecture slides after the session. So yeah, hopefully. So we should be able to get it. And we'll try to collate everything and perhaps put it in a link where we can access them easily, both for yesterday's session and today. Now, so two main questions that we have here also. For people who study courses that are not science related, like law, how can they go about the research part as well as these laboratory skills and other things that are more of maybe practical experience or work experience, like you said?
Yeah, for those guys that study law, it's not compulsory for you to have a research experience at times because you are not in STEM. But if you try to volunteer or carry out some research or have an affiliation or having a part-time work in a chamber or working with someone that's related to what you are doing, you can create it as a work experience. Is it clear to you now? It's not but if you are doing a research on, let's say that the research involved that you want to publish it, that involve a gathering of questionnaire, going to it's not compulsory should be let's say a lab experience or blah 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 experience. It can be a field experience that by using, let's say, different case study, by using different questionnaire, you can still do it. You can still put it as, let's say, work experience. But if it is work experience that's aligned for you, it's not compulsory for you to put a research experience. And also, you need to be very careful. If what you are doing currently, if what you are doing presently is work experience, let the work experience be the most, let's say, the most recent one. After education, you should put work experience, not research experience. If it is research experience that you are doing right now, not work experience, put it on the top. The most recent one should be the first heading you are going to put on your CV. And when it comes to skills, I don't know, we are now in an era of different, you need to look at the kind of skills, or you need to look at the kind of tools that you are making use of in your field. I'm not really familiar with those guys in law, or the kind of tools or the kind of skills they are very familiar with. But I'm pretty sure if you look very well, if you know how to use some software, if you know how to use some, let's say, some tools like latex. I don't know if the person is very familiar with latex, latex that is used instead of using Microsoft. You can make use of latex. If you are very familiar with how to use Ubuntu, some different, even if it is web server, just put it. It's not compulsory for it to be like a, let's say, a lab skills. It's not compulsory. Is it clear to you now? But what I'm more concerned about people is that before you can start putting ability to multitask, ability to work under pressure, ability to work in, you should have think critically that you don't have anything to, and even if you don't have anything, Microsoft is there, different stuff, even HTML, CSS is also important. Is it, they can, someone asked me that, why am I'm a chemist and I'm still doing HTML and CSS. You know, I can use it to create a database, a chemical repository. You can also do it the same thing. You can use it to create something that people that are interested in law or that are interested in, let's say, in different kind of work can go through the website and just check through what you are doing. It's just like a project. So you need to look critically in your field what kind of tools they are making use of.
Now, okay. Jazakumullah khairan. So I think that answers the question extensively. I even worked further in providing with more details. Now, okay. So the second question I have here with me is, all right, how can one feel A levels in foreign countries since we don't have it here?
Field A level.
Did you get the question? Yeah, like filling in of A levels in foreign countries since we don't have it here.
The person wants to do A level in foreign country.
Yeah, I think that should be the question.
I don't know the reason why the person wants to do A level in foreign country. I don't know, really know, because here in Europe,
I think looking at the context of the way the question is asked, maybe the person is trying to ask, for some foreign countries, maybe they used to require A levels. So how can somebody fill it in since we don't have those A levels here?
Yeah, I understand. You can go and do some Cambridge A level course. Like they usually do it in, if the person is very familiar with Ibadan. Is it not Erudite Millennium, blah blah, Erudite Millennium Academic? They usually do A level. There are some programs that require you to do A level. That if you have A level, you can use this to enter, let's say, 200 level, or is a requirement. But I'm not really familiar with it. But if Afar Ridwan can give a lot of information about that, I'm not really familiar with it. But if you want to apply for a bachelor, I'm not really sure about that. Can Afar Ridwan give information about that A level?
No. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Maybe so.
No. Akia is scholar.
So the person is asking about A level or blah blah blah.
Yeah, I think I'm sometimes that's for those that want to go for bachelor. But if it is for masters, you don't need any level. If they are asking for a level, just fill out your WAEC. So just fill it there. If you don't have any, since you already have bachelor degree, so you don't need any level A level is for uh, those that have their SSC, but they need advanced like college.
Yeah.
In those countries, they normally do after they finish their GCSE, so they go for college before they. If their result is not well, okay, they will move to college before they go to university. But if their result is okay, they can go to university directly.
Yes.
So if you pass your WAEC, so you don't need, or NECO, if they are taking it, so you don't need to go for advanced A
I
level.
think the
It's
question
like
can
those
also
that are
align
doing
with
all
if
these
it is bachelor.
A level in
If it is bachelor you want to apply for.
so if it is bachelor you want to apply for, so you can go for like the Cambridge A level and all
SAT.
these UABS, yeah, that they are doing in FUTA sometimes. It's like A level course too,
Yeah.
but that one is not that counted because it's peculiar to a particular school. I don't think it's recognized nationwide or worldwide. So that's my one.
Right.
And Jazakumullah khairan. So I think the question is answered. And if perhaps the person that asked the question, maybe we are not getting it from your point of view, maybe the answer was not maybe comprehensive enough, you can raise your hand so you ask the question yourself. So moving further, the next question I have here is, can someone who has a YouTube channel for educating people in some subject or skills use it under teaching experience or volunteering?
The best place to use it is to use it under volunteering,
Okay.
because you can be teaching people on YouTube, but is it physical? The best place is like using it under volunteering or under professional training or under extracurriculars. Yes, under extracurriculars, because you are giving back to your society. So for me, people can have people can have different opinion, but the best, because I'm also involved in Hotspot International Scholarship Forum (ISF). If you ISF is one of the leading, let's say, we have websites, we have YouTube channel, and I do participate in a lot of webinars. So I normally put volunteer HISF. So I have a bullet point of what I normally did at HISF. So for the person that is having a YouTube channel, the best place the person can put it is just under leadership or extracurriculars or volunteering.
All right, now Jazakumullah khairan. So I think that works. Um so before I
Sorry,
go on the
sorry.
next, now I could salam. So
Yeah. So that's the best place to put it. But you have to put it if you have enough audience that are viewing your YouTube channel. You know, like you created a YouTube channel and nobody, just only one person or two persons
Yeah.
view. So you now put it there. Sometimes you can put the link too. So the link to your YouTube channel, and people that are interested can view and engaged. Like, wow, to see how massive people are turning up your YouTube channel. So even your SOP, like you said, so if that's one of the volunteering they ask to include your volunteering and the likes, you can put it on just a link, not the whole full link, just like using Microsoft Word link. So I've seen ways that people do that.
iPad.
Hyperlink, yeah, that's thank you. So just put the hyperlink there. So if they click it, they can see the whole things, and that shows how you are contributing to the maybe knowledge, your environment, and the likes.
And also, you need to be very careful. If the kind of stuff you are doing on the YouTube channel is, let's say, you are talking about politics, it's not. I'm not saying that you should not talk about politics, but when it comes to social media right now, you be very careful. So don't just post anything like politics, current war, blah 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 on your YouTube channel, and you decide to put it in your CV. So just be very careful with that. So next question, please.
Okay, now Jazakumullah khairan. Yeah, initially I was about to mention that please, for anyone that have questions, you can just go to the three dots icon that you have on your screen, click on it, go to activities, and you can go to Q&A to post your questions there. So we have it more organized that way. Now, so the one we have is, would you advise an average student to apply for a direct PhD program?
Sure, sure. But what you need to know is that one thing you need to know is that graduate school is not a play. Graduate school is not about taking picture. I take pictures Eiffel Tower in Paris and you start posting it. Nobody's not getting everywhere here is fine. Nobody's not telling you to not take a picture. But you need to prepare physically, emotionally, mentally. You know what is called stress disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, low self-esteem, trauma, because you're on your own. It's not as if someone is making you to panic or blah, 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 but you need to be fit, physical. It's not about harness you in UK, harness you in US, harness you in Europe. If many people tell you what they are facing through, you will be crying like this. Can I pass through this stuff? But everything is just like a trial. I encourage you to put in your application if it is tutu. Don't get discouraged, but you need to prepare yourself emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. Is it clear to you now? And for your tutu, if you are not having test of English as a foreign language, or high LTS or Duolingo, and you are not having GRE, or you are not having a very solid profile that can boost up your grade, I will advise you not to apply to a very competitive school. Because if it is direct PhD, especially in the US, we have three categories of schools. We have what is called the high rank school, the middle rank school, and the low rank school. By using Times Higher Education and by using different kinds of sites, you need to look at the acceptance rates, different stuff about the school. So for your tutu, I will advise you to apply to middle rank school and low rank school. I'm not saying that high rank school cannot accept you, don't get me wrong. But in order to make your application a very strong one and for you to secure something that is good, I will advise you to put in your application to middle rank school and some low rank school. And also, if you have money to do test of English or GRE, kindly do it. And when you are trying to talk about your personal statement or statement of purpose, you can talk about why you're having a low grade. I have a person at Oregon State University. He graduated from OAU with 2.2, but he is able to did GRE. He's got 320 over 330 in GRE. And he's telling them the reason why he's having a low grade as 2.2 and how he's able to did GRE and how GRE is having a low grade does not really say that he's a very poor student. But GRE is showing that, oh, this person can think critically. So I will advise you to apply, but just be prayerful and know what you want to go and face. Next question, please.
All right, Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you very much for that. The next question we have here, with what I heard about most scholarship, is that most scholarship would reimburse you after you have traveled and settled for your scholarship. How easy is it to source for expenses that need to be spent before reimbursement?
I will answer this, and Afa Ridwan is also going to answer it. The first
Okay.
thing is that for me, there are some scholarship that you need to borrow money. When you borrow money, is when they reimburse you that you are going to pay. That's why you need to move with people of like minds. When you move with people of like minds and you have different people, different friends in different parts of the country, before you go, they can borrow you money. During my own time, I also borrowed some amount of money before I was paid. And you need to know that there are some scholarship that they won't reimburse you. They will only be giving you, like some Erasmus. They will be paying you, but before you get to Europe, when you get to Europe, they are going to pay you some expenses like traveling expenses, settling expenses. I think it's around 3,000 euros. But most programs are not paying it again. They have distributed it on the monthly stipend that people are now collecting. Is it clear to you now? So, and there are some programs like in the US, some program will not give you just nothing like reimbursement. They will only start giving you a stipend if you are a teaching assistant or let's say a research assistant. So it's everything is peculiar. Everything is depend on the kind of scholarship, the type of scholarship, the kind of scholarship, and the country where you are going. But I know for Commonwealth and UK, and Alpha Ridwan is a Commonwealth scholar, he can talk about that one. So don't let me talk. If he's still on call, he's going to. Alpha Ridwan, please just talk about the Commonwealth, how they do their reimbursement, since it's your field.
Okay, there is no reimbursement in Commonwealth because they will pay for your flights to and fro, and I think that's the only thing you need. They are expecting to have your passport, so nobody is paying for your passport. It's your personal. So, and the tuberculosis test that they normally do, they will reimburse that definitely. So you have to request for that when you get to the school, and that one is also a penny. It's not something much. It's like around 60 something thousand in Nigeria. So the tuberculosis test. Then when you get there, they will pay you back in pounds. So convert it to pounds and pay you in pounds. So that's it. But even some scholarship will still give you traveling allowance, like Commonwealth, they give you traveling allowance and clothing allowance when you get there. So it depends on the scholarship, and that's what you have to look at. So you have to look at, is the scholarship, what's the covering? It's not see, I always tell people it's not about I want to go abroad, I want to how can you afford, some are partial scholarship, some are fully funded. So can you afford, if they give you partial scholarship, can you afford the remaining fee? So what will you be doing? You will see some people that they will be suffering while doing their program, and it's and it's because they shall want to jackpot. So that's why they accept the offer. And I've seen people that they give partial scholarship, they won't go because they've calculated everything and see, oh, this thing, I don't want to suffer in the place where I didn't know anybody. So those are the things. Just check the scholarship requirements, their funding, and what are the payments. Even for the OSH fee, like NHIS fee, and some scholarship will cover it and some won't cover it. Can you afford to be paying that health insurance yourself? And if you are going with your family, can you afford that? So those are the things that you need to consider too when applying for scholarship. So, and that's it.
Naam, Jazakumullah khairan.
And also,
Thank you very
sorry,
much.
before the
Okay.
next question, you need to know that the main purpose of scholarship is not to make you rich. Oh.
Yeah, I think
Because
that's
some people
important.
it's not to make you rich. Oh. Even the many people that some people are collecting 1,000 euros, and what they are spending on accommodation, you'll be seeing 700 euros, 600 euros, 650 euros out of 1,000 euros. Are they not going to eat?
Hmm.
So the main purpose of scholarship is not, if the money comes, you are able to save. Walillah the hamd. But know that the main purpose of scholarship is not to make you rich. So next question.
Okay, now, Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you very much for that. The next question I have here is, can you please give a guide on the process of publishing a paper, and also if it is possible to compose a paper or journal without laboratory experience?
I think if the person is a vegetarian, the person has missed a lot, because I think last 2 weeks, after Ridwan is part of they organize how to publish. Is it last 2 or 3 weeks? I forgot the time, sir.
I think it's
It's
last
easy.
3 weeks. Yeah,
Three
last three
weeks.
weeks.
Yeah. The first thing you need to know is that publication is not what you just stand up one day and start thinking that you want to publish. Because if you publish nonsense, people are going to, let's say, you are going to see the picture of what you published. And it's possible, it's possible to publish without laboratory experience. Like my own feed, I don't go to the lab. My lab is computational lab. I only be in the computational lab with different kind of systems, super system, and working on my system. I can publish if I can do a research that will be like 50 pages research, and everything will be with my system. So that one is possible using computational tools. Computational chemistry, theoretical chemistry is possible. Is it clear to you now? But if you are not grind in a research, you can't publish alone. You need to collaborate with people that are already at the forefront of this research. Whether people that have a lot of experience, you can be like a co-author. So when you be a co-author, you can join them, the kind of research they are doing. How are they doing it? Participate in the research they are doing, so that by the time they want to publish, they want to, let's say, publish the paper. Is it clear to you now? Your name will appear on it. And if your name appear on the paper and you can't say anything about that paper, you are in trouble, because it's just you are like a sleeping partner. Even if your name on the paper and you can't say anything about it, they ask you, just tell them the part. Okay, I work as a co-researcher, and this is the part that this is the kind of task I performed during the, let's say, during the research. It's not just publishing a paper or your name is on the paper. Publication ethics, publication is like a topic on its own. But if you are still an undergraduate, try to work with your supervisor so that you can have a good publication by working with him or her. But another thing you need to be very familiar is that some people will be saying that, okay, a review journal. It's not really advisable for a bachelor student to be writing a review journal. Start with something that is practical. Because if you want to write a review, you can write something like a review. Like I can write something on malaria, type of malaria, effect of malaria, and publish it on newspaper. You can publish in newspaper, publish it as a blog. But if it is a main publication in high impact journal, the results of the research must be a novel one. And you need to be very careful of what is called predatory journals. Àwọn journal tó máa send sí wọn lónìí, tó máa accept lọ́la, tó máa ní kó sanwó, and you are going to see your paper on one Google lọ́túnla. But they are predatory journal. They have no impact, and it's going to affect you. It's going to affect your career. So be very careful when it comes to publication. If Afari do and have time, or let's say some stuff, you can also meet him. I don't know if he recorded the section on publication.
Well, let me quickly chip in. Sorry. So I'll start from where it stopped. So you can publish a review paper, and we have different review paper, like I said. And yesterday when I was talking, I talked about finding your research interests. So if you are trying to find your research interest, there are some things that you need to look. When you read the paper and you see there's a gap in existing knowledge, so one thing is to build on that. You can write a review paper on that gaps, and you provide a solution in that your review paper, and you can publish that in a high impact factor journal. So because I have like at least 2 review paper published in a good index factor journal. So those are the things that, as undergraduates, if you don't have research laboratory, whether wet or dry, whether you know what I mean by wet or dry, like computer, and you are in the normal lab itself. So what you need to do is to find, you can do it on your own and give someone to review it. Someone that help you review it doesn't mean that the person will be in your paper. But if he said, I want to review it for you and I will be part of the author, and if you agree, fine. So then you can be collaborators. Then you can give someone that is high rank in writing of papers and the likes, then, and you collaborate, then you try to package it. So those are the things that you can do if you don't have enough research experience. Write paper, review paper on your feed. And it's not just like he said, it's not just malaria, type of malaria. No, what are the gaps in solving malaria problems in Nigeria, or in the world generally? What are the existing gaps in that particular area? So those are the things that you need to focus on. your review must be novel. It's not that ordinary review like the one, most of us when we are doing our seminar, it's just we just pick a topic, random topic, and write, whereby we are not contributing to any knowledge or any. So that's what you need to do. Find a gap and write on filling that gap, then propose a solution that is novel. I even submitted the paper recently and they rejected it because the journal said they already have their readers are aware of what I'm talking about. So if I can modify this uh paper, the manuscript to, it gave the editor gave a suggestion that if I can do this, then it will be a best fit for their journal. But I can find another journal with that. You understand what I'm saying? So those are the things. So you can start with writing of reviews. And we have different reviews, systematic review, which they consider as research too. So those are the things that you need to do. So thank you.
Thank you. But for me, for my own feed, if you are in an area for my own feed, I don't advise you to start with review. I might not have this, right? Let's say we might not follow the same path, but for my own, I might not advise you to fully based on review. Try to learn the basic of what you need to do first. Some people review, but for me, I don't think I even have any review paper for me because I really love something that is practical for me to do. So, but at the end of the day, things are going to work out. And another thing is, it's not compulsory for you to have a publication. If you know that the stress of undergoing publication is quite intense, is quite a very great one for you. You have what is called writing sample. Writing sample is that you write something that is good on, as you said, on a gap. It can be 2 or 3 pages. After writing it, try to format it to a manuscript type. Is it clear to you now? Try to check all the grammatical error, the plagiarism, everything. You can just put it in your repository or put it in your GitHub and just have another headings under your CV writing sample. Is it clear to you now? But before you can write the writing sample, you need to write something that is good. It's not, I'm shouting. Please don't go to ChatGPT and start complaining different kind of jargon. ChatGPT, I've tried this morning. It's giving me different things. What I know and what is in textbook is giving me another way, another like inudo. So you need to be very careful with what you are doing. So that's just another contribution I'll say about. So let's stop.
All right, now, Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you very much for that. So the next one that we have is a minute. Okay. I think the person, anyhow, let me just ask. So the person asks if we can probably shed more light on about seminar, workshop, and conference. I think relating to the topic when you talked about it.
When talking about seminar, conferences, and workshop, I've already what we talk about that one. I'm not the only one that is here. Or if anyone, I think you should
All right.
talk about this one.
Okay. So for seminar, workshop, and conferences, those are the another aspects that you can show that you are in line, like you are the types that search for knowledge. So with seminars, conferences, and those are the things that you can also put in your CV. I learned recently that in academics, at least 1 in 5 years, you must attend a conference if you are in academia. So 1 in 5 years. So those are the things that they need to see. And if you are going for conferences, like I always say, try as much as possible to find something that you can contribute to that conference. Maybe be it a seminar, be it a abstracts, presentation, and the likes. So, but if you don't have, just attend the conferences and note down the knowledge you gain. So it can be part of the things that you can even start with your SOP. That maybe your conference, the conference you attended, and maybe a professor from University of California mentioned, and this and that one, that thing inspired you to start more, and that thing gave you an interest in finding more about what you are trying to solve. So those are the things. So, but challenges, like I said yesterday too, I've seen someone that before he applied for Erasmus Mundus scholarship, he came to a workshop, molecular biology workshop. That I was one of the facilitators, and he came there just for the certificates in order to boost his academic CV for the program. So, and he won the scholarship. So those are the things that you need to try as a student. Whenever you are as a student, just try to attend seminar, conferences, and workshops, especially those workshops, because most of the things you are doing in school, you might not have practical hands-on knowledge on it, and workshop can boost that for you, like in real time, that you can do hands-on training. And even in academics, I've seen people that are still in academics that will go for training workshops too, in order to boost their CV and in order to improve their self. So those are the things that you need to do, and it's very, very important.
Now, Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you very much. I think that works. For the next question I have here, the person is asking, what app or website can we use to prepare normal CV? And what should, I think you talked about this already, but I should ask. So, what should be the range of pages expected?
Just use, if it is not Europass, use your normal Microsoft Word. It's not, this CV is not about designing. Nobody is interested in your design or having, you know how they design this resume now. If it is academic CV, no one is really interested in your design. Just use your Microsoft Word, use a font, use Time New Roman font, or you can use Calibri or this font. And also, if you know that you have a lot of information, relevant information you want to put in your CV, try to increase the space, the gap. You know, you have ruler in Microsoft Word. I make use of that. I try to shift the ruler up and also left and right, and
Okay,
also
yeah,
at
the
the bottom.
margins.
So
Now,
I'm going to have a lot of space to put my stuff. And if a program said that strictly not more than 2 pages, make your CV 2. But if they did not, let's say, put any kind of pages here and you are not sure of it, the best thing is for you to mail the graduate coordinator of that program and ask if your CV can be 2 or 3 pages. Is it less? Like when I'm applying for for Erasmus, the CV I submitted, the Europa CV I submitted is 4 pages. It's just because of the spacing. It's not as if the way they designed that Europass, the spacing is too much. So everything just turned to 4 pages. Is it clear to you now? So use Microsoft Word. When you use Microsoft Word, make sure you format it to the right format and save it as PDF. Is it clear to you now? When you save it as PDF, you can be using it. I don't know if other people make use of online stuff, but I don't make use of it. So, but normal, a CV should be 2 to 3 pages is okay. 2. But if you have a lot of information, it's also okay. But if they say that 3 pages, 2 pages, don't do IKTMO, I know too much, and go and put 3 pages, because all these things, those are even paying attention to details will determine whether you are going to win a scholarship or you are not going to win a scholarship. They say that a statement of purpose should be no more than 500 words or no more than 1,000 words. You are now writing 2,000 words. You are out of the scope. And it means as if that person is not really an ideal candidate because he did not pay attention to details. So always pay attention to details. If they say 2 two is okay. But for an undergraduate, I think two is. But having 3 pages does not mean they are going to crucify you. So that's just my own, let's say, my own contribution to that.
Okay, now, Jazakumullah khairan. Do we have anything from your end, Brother Ridwan?
Yeah, concerning the borderline and the margin. So
Okay.
you should be very careful too. So you shouldn't be too shocked that people reading it won't. You know, when some people bombarded their CV, be like, where will I? The font size will be too small and the like. So what you need to do, just try, because I've seen an application whereby they specify the borderline
Mhm.
for the CV, and it should be 2 pages, and you shouldn't expand the normal Microsoft borderline. Do you
Okay.
understand? So
Now,
in these cases, so what you need to do is that one of the things that we normally do is that we are too how will I say it, as a logical koro, that we should include all our activities
Mhm.
in our CV, and it's not necessary, to be sincere. What they need, they won't even specify that your research area, your, maybe if you have publication, if any, they always put if any in publications, in some cases, and some will say they need publication, and maybe your awards and honor, maybe conferences and the likes. Just if you can at least put 3 or 4 points in those under those things that you have, then I think you are good to go. So it's not about some don't even need you to put volunteering in the CV. So that's the things that you need to do. Just make sure you understand the type of CV they need. Patrick Tilo.
now,
So my
Jazakumullah
battery
khairan.
is low and I will be out. So
Oh, okay.
but
Are you leaving the call now?
yeah, probably. But if I see any lights, I can come back. So
All right. Now, thank you very much. Jazakumullah khairan. So we are hopeful that you're able to get where you can charge. Maybe perhaps join us before we finish off.
Nigeria is happening to me now.
All right. Now, okay. So now the next question that we have here, I think, yeah, this is more about personal experience, and I would have actually loved it if but I one was still around. Well, anyhow, okay. So we have. I would like you to share your experience on how you are able to uphold your Islamic values. Um, in these countries, maybe after your scholarship applications. Hmm.
My ask. Hey, it's only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that can guide someone. And there is a popular saying that said that man yuridullah bi khairan yufaqihu fi din. I know most of you know what that means. When you read, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves someone, and if you are truly a true believer, you are going to understand
Okay,
what
I'm
you mean.
here with
So
this line.
you need to, before you leave Nigeria, please, Ododo, you need to, let's say, you need to equip yourself with the necessary skills. Some people, when they came from Nigeria, before they leave Nigeria, they are behaving well. But when they started coming, when they stay, let's say, when they arrive in Europe, they started plating here and shaking, blah, blah, blah. Is it clear to you now? The first thing is that, first know that it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that make this your scholarship a successful one. If you know that, you will fear Allah wheresoever you are. I've been in a position whereby I do go, when I go to school, when I went to go and see my supervisor, we usually have a meeting on Monday and Thursday. And before we have a meeting, we usually have a round table, take coffee, chocolates, different kind of stuff. They keep asking me that on Monday I do fast and on Thursday I do fast. Will I take any service? I'm okay. I just take some stuff. They are trying to check, am I avoiding them? Did they think they are going to poison me? I was forced to talk one day that okay, they know that I'm a Muslim and I do fast on Monday. So that, oh, I see, no problem. I don't eat pork and I don't eat non-halal food. So if we go out together, the first thing I will ask is that is it halal? If all my friends know, if it is not halal, they say, Abib will not eat it. Is it clear to you now? If it is chicken, I will ask, is it halal? If it is not halal, I will say, give me vegetarian. Is it clear to you now? So they know that, let people know your stand, that, okay, you don't drink, I don't smoke, irrespective of where am I. You can't, let's say you can't influence me. And if I want to go for an activity in other country, they will ask us to fill forms. I will fill in my form. I don't smoke. I don't drink. This is the kind of drink. Give me Coke, 5 Alive. And the kind of apartment I want to take, I say that I don't like pets like dog. No, I can stay with cats. So you need to know when you know your Islamic value, is it clear to you now? You will know where you are coming, because possessing BBU, is it clear to you now? It's only few people, it's only few, illa qalil, just few. Our few here one gbadun. You will be seeing, I swear to Almighty Allah who created me, you'll be seeing people smoking in front of masjid like this. Smoking. And they fẹ́ kírun. Is it clear to you now? And you see them, and you can't talk. Because that's the way of their life. You just see them, smoke it now, so pali sìgá sínú aṣọ ẹ̀, ó lè dúró sílẹ̀ gan. Is it clear to you now? But you don't need to complain. This is an environment you are. Is it clear to you now? So you need to know some things that Europe, if you are coming to Europe that I'm very familiar with right now, and some less Europe, basically, you need to know how you are going to behave. And this is a generation of LGBTQ, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, homosexual, blah, blah, blah. You need to keep your mouth shut. If you see someone that is gay, nothing concerns you. Go your own, I go my own. We are not going to have, let's say, any relationship together. So the kind of people you move with, is it clear to you now, will determine how you are going to be behaving. There are a lot of stuff, there are a lot of atrocities. Yeah, there are a lot of stuff. So, but when I don't just go out anyhow. Is it clear to you now? I don't go out anyhow. I don't do anyhow. So I know the kind of, like, my classmates, they have an outing today. And I know that the outing will be basically about drinking, about smoking, about dancing. And I don't do it. But if you are afraid that people are going to, let's say, castigate you, or people are going to tag you, you will go astray. During Ramadan, they asked me, I will go to school, I won't eat anything. They asked me that, how do I cope? It's very strange to them that, so you eat for 30 days. And this, during the first 2 days of Ramadan, that's when I enjoy Ramadan. From day 3, I'm going to have my sahur by 2:30, 3 o'clock. And I must eat before 3 o'clock, or else Ojenja. And I'm going to break by 9:30, 10 o'clock. So if I'm not very upright, there's nobody, I don't have family here, nobody to book me here. So I would just advise you, learn the basic of Islam, know your Islamic value before leaving Nigeria. So when you now get here, you will know how you are going to behave. At times, if I travel to Austria, different part of, it's me and my musola. I'll just take out my phone, find my Qibla, bring out my musola. Before I go out, before wearing socks, because most times, every time I'm with socks and shoe. So I will just make sure I perform ablution, so that by the time I want to perform ablution, I will just use my water just to kick off socks in lesson. So I can pray anywhere as long as the place is clean and it's not affecting people pass anywhere. I will just find a small corner where I won't violate any rules, I won't disturb anybody, and anybody will not disturb me. I will just pay my costly jejely and I will continue my journey. So you must know your Islamic value. You must know everything. And at times, mosque is very far. Like right now, 11:45 if not for this meeting. 11:45 Latin kids do the before by 6 o'clock as Makisha. Is it clear to you now? You can be living in a place whereby mosque is very far. When I'm in Slovenia, if I want to go to mosque, at least I must spend like 1 hour for Zuhr, Asri, 1 hour, Maghrib 1 hour, Isha 1 hour. Make how many hours? 4 hours, and I must go and pray. Is it clear to you now? So it's when you know the value of what you have, when you know your religion, irrespective of where you are. Is it clear to you now? Yes, I have a bicycle, but you can't be, you can't be, you can't be cycle in the winter now. Òtútù máa pa yín dànù. We are now in winter is coming right now. The temperature even today is around 8 degrees. The temperature is just 8 degrees. So it's when you know your Islamic value that you know. And some people will say that, okay, I want to japa, I will just carry my wife, carry my children, blah, blah, blah. Please don't do something that you are going to regret for the rest of your life. I'm talking from experience. Ọmọ tó ti ń lo hijab nílé, you have a daughter, ó ti ń lo hijab nílé, ó wá dé bíbí yìí, like ọmọ kékeré ò kàn lè lo hijab just anyhow. Tó bá tó dé some certain age, especially in France, ní tó máa lo hijab. Is it clear to you now? Èèyàn rí ayé, ó wá ayé yẹn, àmọ́ kò rẹ̀ sìn. So you need to, if you are planning to move with your spouse or with anybody, first you might be processing, first be the first person to go, be processing our own visa, our own paper. So when you get there, Tubari is a no-go area. I will advise you, be the one to be undergoing the struggle. Keep out for Nigeria to have a very happy home. Oh yes, I don't taking up your mother. The West, let me basically tell you, even for Nigeria, that is not good. The West, they have nothing to offer when it comes to Islamic knowledge. If not for, I can still say that UK is still trying when it comes to Islam. But some countries say, you go to mosque, Kotori mosque by ye. Where I'm staying in Strasbourg right now, in Strasbourg. If I'm going to mosque, if I want to cycle, I will use 8 minutes to cycle or 9 minutes. But if I want to walk, I'm going to use 35 minutes to walk. They should go develop, kids do that. Before I can go, ask do it again. Say time ask you going to. So there are many stuff you need to know before coming to this place. It's not about discouraging people. If you know that you want to uphold your Islamic values, try to know about your religion. I do pray at times. Allah, I don't pray to die here. Allah, I don't want to die here. I do pray a lot regarding that. Because if you die at home, nobody will know. If people did not know that you're a Muslim, nobody is going to pray. So it's quite important for you to know. And also, wherever you find yourself, try to have a good relationship with people that you are staying with. The mosque, have a good friend that they are Muslim from different countries, people from Morocco, people from Pakistan, people from UAE, from different parts of the world. As long as they are Muslim, try to have a good relationship with them. So there are many experiences. Imani Kema Solo is there are some bad experiences, seriously. So that's just it.
Yeah, I think Jazakumullah khairan. You've shared very profound experiences with us, and I think just like you said, it's not to discourage and scare away, but it's just to let people know of the tasks ahead, and also let us be aware of reality, like facing reality heads on. Now, Jazakumullah khairan for that. Now,
I swear to Almighty God, Allah, I only go to masjid to go and pray by 6:30, and I go to class. I have exam that day. I'm telling you the reality of life. I'm in summer school. I don't even know that it's only you guys wait there for Nigeria that they celebrate Ileya now. Is it clear to you now? So many you're going to experience. So that's just many stuff, Sha.
Now, Jazakumullah khairan. So thank you very much for that. I think that's really an eye opening. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
here with you now.
But I believe Ridwan is back. Alhamdulillah. I just asked the question now, and we really got a lot of insights from Brother Habib. So, I know you definitely have something for us too. So I would not like to skip you on that. So the question, I should just come again on the question. The question goes thus: Onibere bere. So the the question I have, okay, a minute. Yeah, is to I would like you to share your experience on how you are able to uphold your Islamic values in the countries, yeah, in these countries after application.
Well, Alhamdulillah, we we went and our Islam is still there. So Alhamdulillah, that's the well one thing depends on the country you are. For example, in the UK, at least because Pakistanis are Pakistanis are family that you be in any part in the UK.
Yeah, we can't hear you very clearly. Maybe perhaps you
I said
check. Okay, now
when
can hear you
you
better now.
say I think it depends on where you are. So for example in the UK, so at least my school has like a multi-faith center where different faiths has different rooms where they can observe their so we have where to pray in the school. So it's so when you're even when you're in the school premise you can pray. And also UK is the place where we have especially those Pakistan so they dominate some areas in every city. So but it can be a challenge for you to have accommodation near this location. For example, when I first got to UK, I have my my apartment to masjid is 13 minutes walk. So and going there to be so time is going and coming is around one. So you know going there to be Asri Maghrib will be very challenging. So definitely just have to go Subuhi. So if you are in school during Zohar and Asri and Maghrib, go and stay for Isha and for the comeback. So it's a big challenge. But towards the end, I when I relocated to another place, I have like 20, like 5, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I really enjoyed that. So, but however, uh, if you don't have the basic, like you said, before you know it, you will lose everything. And those places are not places that you think taking your family without proper uh tarbiyah, so without proper teaching, even those not their children, they are still they are still praying that Allah should guide because that place, you can't beat the children. And if the children of any child wake up and said, I'm not doing Islam today, nothing you can do. If the child wake up today and I said, I'm not a cat, I'm a female, there's nothing you can do.
Hmm,
So those are the
hmm,
things that you need to consider. Is it going there? What about your religion? Is it you are going? Will you be able to safeguard your religion? So, but Alhamdulillah, those are my supervisors. Firstly, my supervisor was a Muslim, and my my first supervisor before the home left, and my second supervisor, which was my collaborator, and my supervisor collaborators understand at least my religion, like basic, like I don't shake, I don't drink. When it's time for solar, I can go, and when it's time for pray festival, I can take the lead and the like. So, and if they are having a gathering, I can tell them the kind of food I will be eating, and they will make that preparation. So those are the things. So whenever you are going as a student, always pray that the supervisor or people that you'll be working with should be those that are not maybe someone that have hatred, like 100% hatred for Islam, for your religion. So, or Allah should guide you to have a supervisor that is Muslim. I know once someone in the supervisor, as supervisor is a Muslim, so, and the person is using Fukimah, so, and that will help to some extent. So those are the things. So Japan is not the way we all think of it when we are. So it's not like that. So there are different factors that you should consider. I have people that they brought their family and the person just. For example, we have here in Nigeria here, in Kuta here, the professor which brought her children, two daughters back because he knows what if he left them there, he won't be able to control them anymore. So, and so those are the things. I know people that they send their children back to Nigeria for home training and the likes. And when the children is mature enough, and they bring them back over there. So those are the things that you should be. Ah, brother, sister, and sister, please do before try as much as possible. It's possible for you to have your in a car before you go. Please try to do that because it's difficult over there to see someone that is more reasonable in terms of reasons. It's not like you just see someone today and tomorrow you have a car and tomorrow that.
Àwọn tó ń wọ́kọ́ pọ̀ ní bíbí fa.
Kí lẹ sọ?
Àwọn tó ń wá ọkọ wọn pọ̀ débi pé.
Those are the things that and I've seen people that when they get there, forget about their Islam. So pray before you move. Pray and have this basic understanding. Know what is halal, know what is haram. I still know people, those people that are still eating, that are still buying chicken from Tesco. That they know that they don't even know whether it is halal or haram. And there is a place where they can get halal meat, halal chicken, but they won't go there because those ones are cheap. So they will go there. Do you understand? They don't even care. So those are the things. So you are using your money, you are working tirelessly, working every day to earn your money and use it to buy haram food. You understand? I've been in a setting whereby they gave me one. I was, hey, this is, and someone just collected it from me and started eating it. You understand? So those are the things that you need to know that this is halal, and there is provision for halal. Even for any event for Commonwealth, and there will be things that you feel. What do you want? Halal. Type of food you want? Halal. You want to get to any food, they will ask you any preference for food. You just put halal. So let them know your religion. Let them know who you are. Nobody, even those brothers that are doing similar, nobody will criticize you. That why in Nigeria they will be criticizing you. That's one of the positive parts. Is Nigeria they will criticize you? Why is your trouser coming jumping? But nobody will see. They might think that it's you are doing fashion. So nobody will be criticizing you for that. Even if you criticize you for that. You understand? So when they know that this is your religion, some most respect your religion because it's a criminal offense for them to force any for you to show him kind of hatred for one religion. You understand? If you report them, so you have upper hand as community. So these are the things that I always pray that Allah God so may Allah make our that's all.
Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you very much. So,
Jazakumullah khairan.
I think we have one more question to go in the question segment. That what should be included in the CV used for industrial training?
CV that's okay. The person wants to apply for industrial training, but
Yes, and the person is CV
which
for that.
kind place the person wants to do the industrial training? Is he, everything has now changed. IT can be in academic field, or it can be in industry. If it is industry, I would just advise the person to just prepare prepare a normal resume, resume that no, instead of preparing an academic CV. But if it is an academic setting, just prepare an academic CV.
Okay, Jazakumullah khairan for that. So the last question here is are there countries that one should try as much as possible to avoid during applications, maybe based on the safety, religious intolerance, and the likes?
Some country to avoid. The first one is Afghanistan. Afghanistan, Libya. When it comes to country to avoid, it depends on the kind of application you want to put into. If it is, let's say, if it is Erasmus Mundus, your country, the country where you are going for your Erasmus Mundus will determine the kind of mobility that program is having. Is it clear to you now? But here in Europe, which country can I ask you to avoid? Which country can avoid? I can't say that you should avoid anything. When it comes to you, just know that religion. If you are the person that know that religion here in Europe is 20% or 30%, it's not really solid. Is it clear to you now? But if you are a Muslim and you are more concerned about your religion, I would advise you to focus on Middle East, like focus on, let's say, focus on United Arab Emirates, focus on Qatar, focus on Kuwait, focus on Brussels, focus on Malaysia. Yeah, focus on Malaysia also. But another thing that people normally do is that if you are the type that I have like some people right now, they are in Canada. So if you are in Canada, Canada is not really I can't say that Canada is a good country or is not a bad country. But when it comes to money, everyone goes to Canada, UK, US. But if you are very, let's say, very careful about your religion, if you stay in Canada, at the end of the day, people have what is called permanent residence in Canada. After like 2 or 3 years of your stay in Canada, after like 5 years, I think some years you are going to have what is called, you can become a citizen of Canada. So what most people do is that after becoming a citizen of Canada, they try to move their family to Middle East. Because if you are from Canada or a citizen of Canada, you can be living in Middle East without any problem, without applying for visa. You just need to go and apply for residence permit. Is it clear to you now? So when you get to that place, you can carry your, let's say, move your family to Middle East, like if it is Qatar, Kuwait, or blah, blah, blah. It is Qatar, Kuwait, or Oman. and started training your family in that place. Many things when it comes to scholarship, you just need to be focused and also think critically about your future and your career goal and the kind of family you want to build. It's very important. So basically, just know that no country, I wouldn't say that we should avoid any country, but any scholarship that is not really fully funded, if it is partial and people are giving you, like, you can start working, you can start shaking, don't listen to them. Oh, especially in the country whereby there is a language barrier, especially in Europe. In France, if you don't speak French, in Belgium, if you don't speak their language, for you to see a job that you will be using to sponsor yourself, it's very hard. And you know you are going to be paying house rent, bills, everything per month. And there's nothing like Ojuanu, Nigeria, mosque, nothing like that here. It's either you find the place you are staying or you go back to your country. So any scholarship that is not really fully funded and people will start giving, I don't know people that are going to UK, how they did it. They are working. Some of them that I even know they don't go to class. Some of them don't go to class. So whether it's because I'm in Europe, the master is very intense. At times you don't really have time for you to work, no time to work, nothing. So language barrier is still there. So strive to apply to a fully funded scholarship and allow to make it an easy one for you. And any country that the population of Muslim is not really much, or you can't find a mosque in that community or in that area that where your school is located, by using Google Map, be very careful of that country. I think Malta is Malta any mosque like this? I don't think so. Small like Serbia, Bosnia is still good. Slovenia, Italy is still good. France is still better a little bit. Belgium, Germany is still good. Germany, I love Germany. Germany is still good. Germany is not far from here. I'm staying here, just like 20 minutes by walk. I'll get to Germany. So it depends on where you are going. So that's just my own advice. Is that all?
Jazakumullah khairan. So that's all the questions we have here. So I think Brother Lukman Olawale was raising up his hand before. So we can
No?
have
Yeah. I wanted to ask a question concerning the Middle East application, and then the moderator, the presenter, have already said something on that. So that's my question. So that's the reason why I dropped my hand.
Yeah, when it comes to Middle East application, most of Middle East and Saudi Arabia, they use US system of education. Can you hear me?
I'm with you.
They make use of US system of education, United States system of education, in which, like in United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, most of them compulsory test of English as a foreign language, TOEFL and GRE. And they are somehow strict with their application. Even some schools in Saudi Arabia, they don't usually accept Nigeria. I forgot the name of this school. You will hardly see a Nigerian that was admitted to that school due to some discrimination. And being the only thing I like Saudi Arabia of is, if not for Islam and Mecca, Medina to one, Tabayo, there, let's say, racism is also there. They expect you that if you finish, they don't, nothing like permanent residence permits like other countries usually give, like post-study visa. They expect you to go back to your country. The way they treat black at times is equal to you now. But if you are trying to apply to Middle East, especially Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Kuwait, you need to know that prepare yourself for GRE and test of English. And they don't really have a lot of scholarship. If you want, the headquarter of scholarship is United States. UK does not even really have a lot of fully funded scholarship. If we remove Commonwealth, Chevening, and I forgot this top scholarship, their PhD scholarship, their master scholarship is not really much. You'll be seeing like partial, like 50%, 80% tuition fee. But Europe is also having a lot of very rich, let's say, scholarship. So it's depend on, you need to have a focus of where you are going. You need to do your research, sit down. What's the population of Muslim there? Can I don't just be desperate about Japan because Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí n regret o. Because when whereby you are in a country whereby Nigerian is a no-go back area, like okay, mo ti wá bí ṣé máa padà lọ sí Nigeria kí ló fẹ́ máa ṣe mi ò lè sí parí program mi, you know it will be somehow. So that's why you don't need to be desperate. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has destined you for you can never pass you, but you just need to strive so as to achieve your main aim and objective in life. So that's just it.
Jazakallah khairan.
Okay, Jazakumullah khairan. So that's all the questions we have. If there are any more people that have questions, so just two before we leave.
So if you have any question and how is FUTA generally, how is everything? How is your Akure? How is the whole architecture, the whole, let's say, the whole environment? Is everything fine?
They are showing me Shege.
Yeah?
People are showing me Shege.
I heard that FUTA is now giving every student stipend now.
Eh?
Only FUTA found students is stipend now.
Everybody will complain. Everybody.
So only FUTA do for only 50,000 per month.
Our students will complain.
So the same FUTA, Ibadan level, seriously. So if you are in 500 level, start, let's say, putting in your application right now. It's not compulsory for like this year Erasmus. Let me give you an example. Last 2022 and Erasmus, there is a girl, kò tí parí bachelor, who dey win the masters in. Kò tí ṣe final exam bachelor again. Is it clear to you now? The girl applied. When the girl applied for the scholarship, he was given the scholarship, but our school and HOD tried to give her a document that is going the days that is going to finish our bachelor. So he come to Europe, started a master before finishing her bachelor. So by December 2022, he needs to come back. She needs to come back to Nigeria. That's why she final exam. Which is she final exam. When we process the result here as soon as possible, they gave us statement of result and they bring it back to Europe to complete our masters. So you need to be very, let's say, when I started applying, also, I read one did CV, transcript template. I collected the transcript template from her, and I used it to apply to Michigan Technological University, and I was given the PhD. So you need to be very smart on how you want to play your application and be very prayerful and work with people that you have similar goals. Maybe tech brother, 30 low how would I call it now? Try to have a group of people that say you have let's say a similar goal. When it comes to tech, AI, machine and everything right now is now let's say is the new oil. Most field, if you want to, most field, STEM field, engineering, sciences, if you know much about artificial intelligence, neural network, machine learning, blah blah blah, you are an hot cake. You won't have much stress when you want to apply because they know that you have experience in using this machine learning model, neural network model, the support vector machine, blah blah blah, the SVR, different kind of models. So you just need to prepare. You need to prepare yourself, prepare your mind. Everything will be fine. But just be prayerful and don't wait till NYSC. By the time I now get to NYSC, I will now start applying. NYSC, I'm not saying you should not serve. Serve is good though. But you later know that by the time you get to that NYSC is a scam. I do tell one of my friends. My friend will be telling me that I'm going to be saying my NYSC Alawi like 3,000. I said two things is going to happen to you. It's either you save the money and you have OSA, or you hit and you don't save money. Or else if you have another source of income. If you have another source of income, it's good. But if you do not have another source of income and you know the kind of background you came from, be very prayerful and work towards, let's say, success. And I pray may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all the best, and may He provide the best for you in this life and hereafter, and make your sojourn in future a very successful one. Make life more easier for you. Everything about you will not be complicated, and may He provide good baraka in your results. And before you do it, any máa fi result yín wáṣẹ́ kiri, iṣẹ́ ló máa
Amen.
máa wá yín. And may Allah subhanahu wa
Amen.
ta'ala is Ọlọ́run ní ṣe ní gbé certificate dé òní pé. So before you finish, may
Amen.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provide the best job for you and for every one of you, and Ọlọ́run máa jẹ́ kó jẹ́ pé parents wa náà kẹ́ jèrè wa. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ká ṣe
Amen.
lásán. So may Allah
Amen.
subhanahu wa ta'ala make it. So that's just
Amen.
it. You are all Futurian, a great Futurian.
Fàdúrà ìyàwó sí o.
Wọ́n ti ní àwọn èèyàn ti sọ mí lẹ́nu náà, wọ́n ti ní ìyàwó la máa ń sọ. Ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé kéèyàn níyàwó tó dáa, kéèyàn lọ́kọ tó dáa, oríire ni.
Enjoyment galore ni.
Àwọn nǹkan tó ṣe àwọn sísítà, wọ́n máa sọ pé single. Ọlábàáyé kan máa rí wedding certificate, wedding invitation, àmẹ́tẹ́ mígù pẹ̀lú. So, ọmọ tó wọ́kọ̀, wọ́n pèsè ọkọ̀ fún wọn.
Àmì ọkọ̀ máa pèsè ọkọ̀ fábúrò mi tí wọ́kọ̀.
But I won't lie to you. Let me tell you something. Marriage is not, as long as you have one or two things you are doing, education does not affect, marriage does not affect your education. Is it clear to you now? It doesn't say that you are not going to achieve what you want to achieve in life. It's when you get to Europe, one mentality we just have in Nigeria is that our people to Paris school, marry. In Europe here, Europe is like the headquarters of fornication. Let me put it like that, headquarters of fornication. And then you'll be seeing very small. Nigeria is 18, 19 years old. You just, I get people here where they 23 years old, 22 years old, they don't marry you.
How many years I didn't do my love?
Is it like you that they don't marry you? But I don't know my mentality. Mama, if you can hold the body, delay is not a denial. I'm not saying that delay is not a denial. But if you have if you have some resources that you know that can satisfy you and your family, your wife, and you can be striving together to achieve, to let's say to make everything balanced, go and marry. I married when I was in 200 level. So you push it. My firstborn is going to primary 1 right now. So
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are waiting for. So so in nutshell, if you have small resources, please go for it. Don't wait till the resources in about to pour. As long as the person have one or two things he's doing. So yes, 200 level. What am I doing with my life? I don't know what I mean. Go and marry 200 level. I married 200 level. So and you name Allah me family. I know Allah money now. So I don't know what you guys are waiting.
I like it.
Ọlọ́run àṣírọ ẹ lọ Mario ẹ má máa sọ jápa. Àwọn tá a jápa gan tí ò sí yàwó tí ò sí kankan níbi bíi gan olúwa ẹ ń ronú ìta lolúwa ẹ kàn fi sára fa. So I have many sisters that came to Nigeria this summer period now, like 5 from Europe. Wọ́n marry. So Indosha àwọn futa sister, wọ́n máa ní brother ò serious, àwọn brothers náà máa láwọn sister no serious. So ẹ lọ marry o, Ọlọ́run á ṣe rọrùn.
Àti gbọ́sà á marry.
Àgbàlẹ́yìn náà ọ̀gá.
Àti gbọ́ á lọ marry.
Ṣé tí wọ́n ṣe sáníyà ní báyìí?
Kí lẹ sọ?
Ṣé tí wọ́n ṣe sáníyà ní? Ṣé àwọn ẹlẹ́kejì ti wà lẹ́nu?
Kí lẹ sọ mi ò gbọ́ yín dáadáa? Ẹ ti gbọ́ báyìí. Wọ́n ti kọ́ fún mi kan pé
kò sí nǹkan kan tó wà ní kí n fẹ́ ìyàwó ẹlẹ́kejì. Ẹ̀yin sísítà ẹ fẹ́ ṣe sáníyà àbí àwọn brother tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ I'm serious for marriage, free to deal me with sister. àìnádá irú wọn tara ẹni.
What do you say?
Kátà-
Ah.
No, it's marriage is part of life. Oh, seriously. I have one brother that is in Hong Kong. Mama said, go and marry. If scholarship is not working or if some stuff is not working for you, go and no marriage after PhD. We are PhD. We are PhD. Alábẹ́rẹ́ ló mọ tó ń bò ń fà bó ṣe wọn. Àtẹ̀rẹ̀ ló marriage after PhD. They play.
Yeah, after PhD. PhD.
PhD. No marriage after PhD.
Ṣé wàá pé kálukú pẹ̀lú feedback pé some are interested in academics and
PhD na scam.
it's not like people just like listen to knowledge and make
As in the last time that I went to last time that I was conference gan. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń sọ fún wa people from Sanofi, pharmaceutical industry, from Novartis, from AstraZeneca, all those their manager. Some of them are even saying that they are even telling us that they don't even know the reason why they did PhD.
Yeah, sure now.
It's good to do PhD. Is it clear to you now? Hold on, but at the end of the day, to bá nínú marriage after PhD. Kò sí wàhálà náà. 30 no pẹ̀ náà, àbí 35.
Go see àwọn ọmọ kékeré like see,
No, it's not. People don't really know that.
Watch us here. To be sincere. I think maybe the economy or the environment.
I have a supervisor. I have a supervisor here. He's 45 years old, and his firstborn is 22 or 23.
Imagine.
Look at that age. You're white, Nigeria. White.
I was in a conference one day, like one girl from Nigeria is talking about child abuse, marriage earlier in Nigeria, and I was like, what? Don't you see people here? Like I'm 18 years. So, and you feel like
Adiza, forever young.
Like seriously, who calls us in this country? I always wonder that why. Like, maybe because when they are paying them.
The major problem with that
because even if they are paying them, does that mean true marriage? So those are the things that we just need to
I just think one thing is that I just think you are going to get it right in Nigeria one day, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should just save us from poverty. So poverty is one of the basic mentality that is affecting us in that country. But it is just good to marry and just do what you want to do, blah blah blah. So the PhD. Ẹlòmíì gan fi PhD lẹ́ẹ̀ni bíbí gan tó lọ wá nǹkan mi ṣe. Àlówó owó àlùmọ́ọ́lù owó wọlé PhD kan.
Àwọn àmì kò mọ báyìí o, bàbá.
Onímọ̀ ní kí lorúkọ ọmọ báyìí?
Rufaidah.
Rumeizo.
Now,
Aláàfáà Bàríkà ṣe o. Obìnrin mọ̀ ṣe ẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ka ṣe. Inshallah, èmi náà mẹ́sẹ̀jì wọn nísìnyí. Ọlámú, Sunday ló pé.
Èní ni o, sàlámà kúkùn.
Alaikum salam sir, ẹ̀rọ sir.
Ẹ máa lẹ́kún yànjú, mo kí gbogbo lé o. Títí pé mo gé crash
Mo ti gbàgbé pò mí ni o. Ẹ̀rọ sir, mo ti gbàgbé pò mí ni. Hello?
All right.
Naam, jazakumullahu khairan. I don't know.
So,
Is that okay?
boss, kò sí nǹkan kan so aláwa ṣe ń rọrùn gbogbo yẹn lọ máa
I
rí.
mean,
Who is the part 5 chairman?
chairman, Brother Kolawole Abdulmalik,
Okay.
AGY.
Wọ́n máa fà
No.
wọ́n sísítà sí pẹ́lá fúnra wọn náà.
Àti sọ fún chairman o. Màá tún
bẹ́ẹ̀
jíṣẹ́ báyẹn.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe fà wọ́n lẹ́gbà tí yá mi.
No, èmi ò sí.
Ó dà bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ṣe bá mi.
Èmi ò serious tèmi nínú.
Tí wọ́n á sọ fún wọn sí, wọ́n máa ní footsteps ní làwọn ń tẹ̀lé o.
Wọ́n follow footstep tèmi o, kọ́lọ́ ṣáà èmi ò serious tèmi o.
No. Ó dáa náà, Jazakumullahu khairan. So,
Alright, take care of yourself.
a dúpẹ́ fún àwọn scholars wa. So, we really appreciate your presence and the lot of insight that you shared. May Allah reward you abundantly. May Allah keep us together and keep us firm upon goodness. Amen. So time is fast spent here and I know over there also, and we have benefited a lot from your experience and also from your expertise. Jazakumullahu khairan. May Allah assist us in rewarding you abundantly. Amen. Thank you very much. Our speaker for today. Thank you very much. Our lecturer. And thank you very much, everyone, for having us. So have a good time ahead, and we'll pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless each and every one of us. Amen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam. Item 7.
Item number 6 last stop. See,
Àwọn àti ń gba ìtẹ́sẹ́wọ̀n rìbí ọ̀. Ojú fún yín location.
Everyone drop location.
Àwùlẹ̀ tó gbá àwùlẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ mọ́sídìí àwùlẹ̀. Drop location.